The Dopey and Agnew show, their followers are violent extremists.
I would have ripped his cock off.
They use every derogatory term on the planet, but they can't argue or debate.
You're a waste of life, you fucking pig.
The Dopey and Agnew show is a slut machine.
You have lovely, giant breasts.
My nipples are kind of hard right now.
Fuck yeah. They were like little lizards licking at their butts. That's what they done.
It's fucking brilliant.
The Dopey and Agnew show, they breed violent extremists. They call that humor for some reason.
Welcome to the program.
These people are not part of the human race. These are anti-human.
Maybe suck a tits or something.
That's what they're all about, picking on the most vulnerable in society.
Junkie ducky fat fat.
How dare you question the Dopey and Agnew show? Get used to it, man.
Let's go fucking have a good time, you know what I mean?
But enough of this palaver. Let's get the show on the road.
Oh, my God. Never a dull moment on the Opie and Anthony show. Jim Norton has arrived, and I'm very excited. We got a legend coming in today, and his name is Kevin Smith.
Kevin Smith.
Also, a guy named, I don't know, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Kareem.
And Jim Norton has arrived with his picture. He wants Kareem Abdul-Jabbar to sign.
Yeah.
The picture is almost as tall as Jim Norton. What is wrong with you?
I purposefully got it because it's such a cool shot of me and Kareem.
There's
a full body shot.
Yeah.
Full body shot. There's a massive height difference between you and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Dude, his tie is longer than my body.
No.
Yes, I've showed this on stage before, and people howl.
Yeah. This picture is. I've never seen a picture of this size. It's very long. It's a very long picture.
Careful.
I'm gonna
Hold on.
I'm gonna break my picture. I love this shot though because
I got it.
his tie is longer than my torso.
Here.
That is hilarious, and it is a full body shot. It's such a long shot.
Hold on.
What is that, like 2 feet long by
It's
1
Yeah, I
foot
made
wide?
it wide.
No, it's not that wide. That's what's hilarious about the picture.
It's a very thin picture.
It's long and wrong.
Yeah, it's going to take a custom specialty frame.
All the frames. I took
Jimmy's out of his mind.
But dude,
He's out of his mind with
I
these
have way
pictures.
too many pictures.
He's out of his mind.
But that's a special one because he is a.
He's one of the greatest.
He's a very very long standing idol. He's like
Literally.
I think,
he's one of my long time one of the main guys who I love.
Did you know him when he was Lou Alcindor?
I did not know.
Did you know him when he played for the Milwaukee Bucks?
What?
I did not know.
All right.
No,
I did not.
It's
I
like
did not,
Jimmy's
sir.
testifying.
I became a fan when he
did
played
not,
for UCLA, and then I forgot about him.
Right. For a
No,
while.
I'm kidding. It was his acting in Game of Death that got me.
Yeah.
Airplane, too.
But you're going to get that signed, and you have nowhere to put this stuff at this point. You got to get really rich so you can have some really cool man cave.
Dude, I have nowhere to put any of this stuff. I have sitting on my floor
Oh, no.
signed stuff. And
know what you should do?
Oh, no. It's
You should
just
go
all over the place.
You should go back to your go back to where you're from, right?
my mother's vagina.
Your mom's
People, why don't you
vagina,
go back where you came from.
and rent like a space, and display all this stuff for a month or so.
Like a gallery?
Yes,
Like Jimmy's gallery show of signed stuff?
but Jimmy's fans would come and check it out because you got some amazing stuff. You could just rent a storefront or whatever for a month or so.
Be in a tuxedo and walk around the place with
Yeah.
like some champagne you could give out to the guests.
I'm serious
Real
though,
snooty.
because the shit he's got signed. Everything from baseballs, footballs, basketballs, pictures, gloves.
I've thought of doing that many times.
Gallery
Me
show.
a cookie because I haven't eaten since yesterday.
Was it Cookie Cutter?
But you would be paranoid though that people would be touching your stuff.
Well, the signed photos are pretty good, man. I had some good ones.
Yeah, that one's going to be good when he signs it with a giant marker.
That's a good picture, though. I wanted something original for Kareem because he's not like any other guy. He's the highest scorer in NBA history, and I genuinely love Abdul-Jabbar. Like, of all basketball players,
He's in my top 5.
by far my favorite.
Good. I hope he's a dick and ruins your whole image of him.
He'll probably recognize me.
He's my center in my top 5 of all time.
He has to be.
Yeah,
He has to be.
but I put Pete Maravich in there
Oh,
too.
you like Pete.
Maybe Julius Erving, little Julius Erving.
He's cute, too, but
Cute.
yeah.
I don't look at my basketball players as being cute.
Abdul-Jabbar was.
He was cute, huh?
Yeah, that little sky hook. People can't even do it today because it's Kareem's shot. It was an unblockable. I think Akeem Olajuwon and Will Chamberlain blocked it.
You ever try to do a sky hook?
Yeah.
That's why no one does it. It's almost impossible.
It looks dainty.
Right.
Would you ever see the sky hook?
Yeah.
Where you come around, and it's without goaltending, you can't block the shot. So unless again you're Akeem Olajuwon or Will Chamberlain.
Then Magic Johnson did the baby hook,
Yeah.
the baby sky hook. But of course, no one's doing this shot. It's almost impossible to
It
master.
just looks so dainty, and it doesn't look like the way a tough dude scores. But that's the most points in the history of the NBA.
We're
It
watching.
does look dainty.
It really is. It's almost effeminate because it's like the little lob, and he did it with both arms, and it was unblockable.
Yeah, he's promoting a book today, right?
Either that or he did a documentary called "The On the Shoulders of Giants," the greatest team you never heard of, about the Wrens. Yeah, it was good.
Nice tight shorts.
And he has a kid's book, but he's also a cultural ambassador to the U.S. For the U.S., which is kind of cool. I was watching him in Brazil, and I want to know what a cultural ambassador does.
He's an older gentleman now too. He's been out of the league for a very long
He
time.
retired in '89, I think.
He's only 64. Wow. I would assumed a little older than that.
God damn.
Like wearing them goggles.
Well, he got scratched in the cornea too many times.
Ow!
Yeah, he had to.
Yeah, he had a
to protect
cornea
his
problem.
eyes.
That wasn't.
Who scratched him? Do you know?
No.
I used to know, and I can't
No
remember.
one's cornier than you.
Yeah, what do you got? Need corn on the cob or something? I'll just up you one. Boom.
You're done. Get away from me. Hate that.
Speaking of the NBA, a little fact happened last night. Kobe Bryant passed Shaq on the all-time list.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, that's kind of impressive considering the two played together and all that, and had their differences after Shaq left the Lakers.
Yeah, he how many points is he? Because Jordan was close, not close, but the only one heir apparent. I was so happy he didn't break Kareem's.
Oh,
record.
Jordan's on my top five.
No, but I mean for points in NBA, Kareem's got 38,000 something.
Well, if Jordan didn't decide, you know what, I think I want to play baseball for a little while, he probably would have. He probably would have made it. He was close. He was about 2 seasons away from taking Jabbar's record. Karl Malone's in there. A little more than 2 seasons, right?
Yeah, Jordan had 32,292. Kareem ended with 38,387. So
how
he
many?
was.
And how many does
So he was about 6,000 away.
Kobe have? How much does Kobe have?
Kobe just moved up to 4th place. No, he's in 5th place behind Will Chamberlain. Wow, Kobe's in 5th place. I didn't
Oh, he's
realize
down by
that.
10.
Huh?
Did you get it?
Kobe's
1,000 points?
Yeah, I mean he's
1,000 points is what? 5 years? Help me out. They do
many is
they
this?
do a little over. They do over 2,000 a year. The top scorers.
Do they? I don't know.
Yeah. So Kobe's got to play at least 5 years and stay on a pretty high level.
Wow.
Will Chamberlain is the next guy for Kobe to pass. So it'll go Wilt, then it goes Jordan, I think, then it goes Karl Malone, and then Jabbar, right? I'm not missing anyone in there.
Well, Jabbar's.
Number
Oh,
one.
you mean yeah.
Yeah. But Kobe's going to move up that list a little more before he retires, certainly. Wow, will he beat fucking Jordan? Kobe's got 26 and Jordan's got
Kobe has 28.
28.
Hope I don't drop the picture.
I
When I'm
can't
getting
see
it
this
signed.
then. Kobe's got 28, and what does Jordan have?
32.
Holy fuck, he's in range of having more points in the NBA than Jordan? Wow.
I'm going to say I got some questions for him too.
You do?
Oh.
Yeah.
I thought we were just going to stare at him.
No. So
You're tall.
when you're
Let's just
shooting
stare
hoop.
at him.
What do you do when you miss when you're shooting hoop?
Shooting hoop.
Let's have him do sky hooks into the basket.
Yeah.
Let's just roll up a lot of
Into
paper.
the garbage.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
We're sitting down the hall with a
Garbage.
grenade. Could you skyhook this into an office?
How tall a gentleman is he?
7'2".
7'2".
Yeah, but he weighed like he said 265, but he was like 225, 230. He was a slim guy.
He's going to look like the fucking thing that came out of Close Encounters, the ship.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
When he comes
What's
in
that?
here.
Oh, yeah.
No, ship.
Did you ever see Game of Death? How lanky he is in that? Like
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
But
fucking-
he was able
Yeah.
to move, if you remember.
I think he's a real black belt.
He
I
could
mean,
get his fucking legs up.
Yeah.
And he did in that movie. Tallest guy I ever met, Manute Bol.
7'7".
In the mean streets of, where the fuck was I? Rhode Island, where the mansions are. What the fuck is that town called?
Oh, yeah.
Anyone? Bueller? I forgot the fucking name. He was just walking around. And we were up there. Province.
P-Town?
No, P-Town.
Providence?
P-Town's Cape Cod.
Newport?
I don't know, whatever. But he was walking around. It was ridiculous how tall that guy was and skinny. Manute Bol was what, 7'7"?
Bol just looked weird, though. He couldn't move right.
No,
He was just a freak.
Yeah, Kareem was muscular and he was built like an athlete, whereas Manute Bol just seemed like a really, really skinny African guy.
Yeah, they threw him out there just to
Block shots, right?
Yeah. Look at he was a freak of nature, Manute Bol. You're looking at a guy that's 5'6" inches taller than Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. 5 or 6 inches taller.
That's crazy.
With Muggsy.
What a freak.
Well, he played with Muggsy Bogues. Muggsy was what, 5, I want to say 5'4", 5'5"?
Yeah. I want to say 5'3", but I could be wrong.
5'3" for Muggsy Bogues.
He was a little guy.
But
How
fuck,
many
he
was
can move, and he got the job done for a few years there. So.
How big was Muggsy? Not Muggy, Muggsy.
Oh.
Was he mugging you somewhere? I'm teasing. I'm teasing.
5'3".
He was 5'3".
Wow.
Good job, Jimmy.
What a pipsqueak.
God, 5'3". That means he was probably shorter because they always squeeze out an extra inch for the program.
Are you trying to squeeze an inch in? I don't think they stack shit that high.
Hey, big day. Mr. P is out on iTunes.
Yes, it is.
Patrice O'Neal's last CD. Our pal, our buddy, our friend. And rave reviews on this CD.
Good.
A lot of people are talking about this, saying it's his best work.
It's currently number 1 on iTunes Comedy and number 3 overall. It's behind Adele
Right.
and Dierks Bentley.
Now let's
DX Bentley.
let's beat Adele today, huh? For Patrice O'Neal, let's knock her out of that fucking spot, please. Patrice O'Neal put this together before he died.
Yeah.
The only thing he didn't do was the cover art, which turned out great thanks to Coke Logic. And Vaughn knew what Patrice wanted for the cover.
Yeah, exactly
But the
what he
material itself, Patrice picked out.
And the show that they chose. Yeah.
Exactly. So please pick that up today. It's called Mr. P. It's on iTunes. Currently number 1 on iTunes Comedy, like Jimmy said, and 3 overall. Behind Adele. Stupid Adele. Enough with Adele.
Adele.
He's ahead of Madonna.
Really?
Yeah, Madonna's number 4.
Nice.
And her album drops today, right?
No,
Oh.
it drops later. But she's got a lot of that Super Bowl sales
And
going
she's
on,
Madonna.
so that's impressive.
And she's Madonna. Fucking
Yes.
stupid Adele. I was all in with Adele. I think we said
Were
this
ya?
on the air until I realized she wasn't a sexy black singer.
You know, she's a big fatty. Big fatty.
Huh?
She's fatty, pig fatty. Yeah.
Yeah, man. That was a disappointment when I finally saw what you look like with that voice of hers. Holy shit. Who else had the disappointing look after you heard their voice first?
Amy Winehouse.
Nah.
Amy Winehouse was pretty sexy before the drugs got the best of her.
Rick Astley fooled a lot of people.
He sure did, Ant. He sure did. Who knew that guy was a ginger?
And he would be Rick-rolling people in
Right.
the new millennium.
Yeah, Rick rolled like a motherfucker.
We've been Rick-rolled by E-Rick.
You can't not dance. Good, right?
He did his dumb white guy dance.
Sweater.
Yeah, I'm dancing.
Newport. Newport, Rhode Island. Is that where the mansions are?
Yo, Newports.
Yeah, I don't know why Manute Bol was walking around there.
Yeah.
I forgot. But yeah, what a fucking freak of nature.
Man, I was watching some videos on the old internet last night from. You ever been to World Star Hip Hop? That website?
Yeah.
Wow, we were
Pretty
talking about
good.
that last night on Red Eye.
Well, they had a video up of I guess some gay guy or allegedly gay guy who walked out of a store in this gang kind of area where this certain gang hung out, and these black guys just walked up to him and fucking blindside punched him and started screaming "No faggots, no faggots," and just beating the shit out of this guy. And they're looking for him, for those guys, and see if they charge him with a hate crime. Of course, against the gay guy, they probably will.
It's
But
exactly the conversation we were having.
Yeah, yeah.
But when they beat up the white cabbie and the
white cabbie and the white passenger. Yeah, you got nothing.
A lot of that's the cops, though, because they don't want their stats to go up.
Right.
They don't want it to look like they're in worse shape, so the cops don't want to a lot of times charge hate crimes.
Yeah, it's like, oh boy, look at
Or the
this
prosecutors.
precinct's got so many hate crimes in it. It's like, nah, let's just not classify it as a hate crime.
Well, they fudged the
simple
numbers.
assault.
They fudged the numbers.
Yeah. So, I was linked to that site, to hip hop, to World Star Hip Hop, because of that video. And then I just started perusing other videos on there. There's a lot of black on black beatdowns on that site. And then I just like how shit was labeled, because there was this water buffalo in Africa, and it was having its innards ripped out by the two hyena.
Fuck yeah, man.
Did you see that?
Terrible.
Yeah, yeah.
Sad video.
It was pregnant. It was
Yeah.
pregnant, and they ripped the baby out of its fucking asshole and just start ripping this thing apart, and it's alive. But the way it was tagged, it said, "Nature be scary." And I'm like, that's fucking fantastic. That's fucking fantastic.
It was really
Nature be scary.
What
Yeah,
a sad
be.
video that was. It was
Oh, it's terrible.
two hyenas. I want to say it was a wildebeest.
A wildebeest, that's right.
And it was
Yeah.
pregnant, and they're just jawing at it, and they rip out its fetus.
Yeah.
And the way the poor thing was so confused.
Yeah.
Like bleeding horribly from the midsection.
Its innards were coming
God.
out of it. We're just hanging down to its like wildebeest
really sad.
knees. And then at one point it just can't stand up. It just lays down.
On its own
and these
intestines.
hyena come in and just eat it alive. The thing's looking at the hyenas like it's kind of laying down with its head turned, watching a hyena eat its innards.
The agony. And it's like, I was like, why doesn't somebody shoot these things? But I'm like, that's the way it isn't. It's the fucking...
It's nature, Jimmy. It's nature's way.
Yeah, you're right.
It's so not easy to watch, man.
It's really a hard one
Yeah.
to watch.
Are you excited? You got a new website?
Yeah, as a matter of
Are
fact,
ya?
but this one's put on by black
It's
people.
more mainstream now.
Black people put it out instead of just
They're actually a really huge website.
instead of
massive.
the white sites, which I also frequent. But a lot of people say, "Oh, I only go to one type of site." No, I study all races on the internet. All races. Yes. They had some white guys getting beat down pretty good. And they have a couple of white guys that really surprised black people. Like, there's a fight, and the white guy's like standing there, and the black guy starts going after him. The white guy just wham, punches him in the face, knocks him out. Everyone laughs. And then the guy turns his camera phone on his face and goes, "That's how we do in Detroit." Like they gotta get him themselves on the video. It's hilarious.
Is it exhausting to search out all that hate? I need to know. I need to know. You search out a lot of hate.
But it's funny. Hate is hilarious.
You love searching it out, though.
Yeah, I do.
A good site to go to. I saw a guy. I want to say he was Syrian teenager who had gotten the lower part of his face shot off.
Oh,
So he's sitting in the hospital, but he had no jaw or mouth or tongue, and it was fucking horrible. I'm like, you can't even fucking lick your lips.
oh man.
There's no lips.
Oh,
He had no lips.
wow.
Hold on.
So he doesn't have to worry about them being dry.
That's it.
That's a
Damn
good
nature, you
point.
scary.
Good point, Greg.
Oh, they already got a cartoon of it.
That's Family Guy.
A little parody of it.
I was
Oh,
watching
so Family Guy is all aware of this video, obviously.
that. Yeah, huh? Mm-hmm. I was watching Family Guy's Star Wars thing last night. God, that was funny. Fucking hilarious, man.
But just click it on.
Ooh.
Stop being a girl.
Oh, what's the matter? There's,
know.
oh.
Somebody quickly.
Travis
We're not even
doesn't
doing
want to
anything.
see it.
Scroll up.
What's the matter, Travis? You can't
Scroll
unsee
down.
that stuff, Travis? Is that the problem?
There's a lot of porn on this site.
I don't like.
Oh, God.
I'm out, too.
That looks like special effects.
No, it's not.
I know.
Why do you search that out?
Oh, his face is like chop meat.
Because now I have respect for getting your face shut off. That's why. Now I
Is that what
know
it needed? That's what you needed to respect.
it's not an
that's
intangible
bad.
thing to me. It's a real thing. I don't go to the other site anymore. I occasionally go to this one, and I don't even look at some of the sites. I watched the train suicide compilation.
Ah.
It was actually, they played a really good version. What cover did they play?
Oh, no, they put it to music?
But it was good. Go up.
Last
Go-
train in Clarksville.
That would have been a good
No,
one,
no,
yeah.
subway suicide. These are not graphic. You see them jumping from the trains, but they're all sub cameras. I just want to hear the song played. It was good. Just there's no terrible audio.
You discovered a new song?
No, it's
Did you download
it's a
it?
cover of a woman singing a.
Oh, yeah? A bunch of people on a platform.
Oh, knocked on heaven's door.
Oh, God. Knocking on heaven's door as they're jumping off the platform in front of trains.
It's a good version. But then again, maybe I just like it because people are jumping in front of trains to it.
Oh, man.
It's just a creepy compilation.
Damn, compilation of people killing themselves on the
In
subway.
South America, the last one is the worst because the guy gets caught in between the train and the platform,
Right.
Oh.
and it's like rolling a balled up like a tied sock and rolling it. That was how his body.
Oh, man.
I want to know who's singing that version of fucking "Knocking on Heaven's Door."
That's pretty notorious.
It's
What's
nice.
that guy doing? Oh, look. I wanna... Oh, boy.
How awful was that fucking face shut off though?
Gruesome.
Or might have been punched off by a real bad
Gruesome.
motherfucker.
Eric's saying it was Avril Lavigne.
Really?
Oh, thanks, E-Rock.
Really?
Yeah, we have it here if you want to. Who doesn't like
Yeah, I
a
do
little
love it. That's
Avril?
great, man.
We go to break with that song today. That's what
good.
we do.
I didn't know she covered that.
Jimmy picked the song today. I like that. Like that
Who
shit.
is that bitch?
Weird way to find it, but it's a good song.
It really is. I'm sure she didn't authorize it.
It really is a weird way to find that one. You're right.
Well, now you have a story if you ever meet her.
I'm very
I'll
confused.
say, you know, it's funny. I was watching. I'll tell her I initially clicked on the Syrian teenager whose face was shot off, but then I went to Subway Suicide.
Oh.
And your song was playing.
Ah.
And I enjoyed it.
Big Avril fan.
I'm not, no. But according to my ex, I love a bad cover. She said to me, "You love shitty covers," because she would say so dykey. "You love shitty covers." Like, she gets so mad at me. But I did love.
What are some of the shitty covers you like?
She hated that I enjoyed the Maria Digby cover of Rihanna's Umbrella.
Maria
What are you
Digby?
talking about?
I fucking.
What is this?
Maria Digby is a woman. I don't know who she is. She did a cover of Umbrella acoustically, but I actually liked it.
Oh, wow.
And
Do you
my
like the original song Umbrella?
Who doesn't? It's fucking great. But aside from Chris Brown, yeah, I enjoyed
Probably
it.
most guys.
Nah. I went to Maria Digby.
That's the original.
Yeah, E-Rock.
I know.
No, he
Where's
was just
Maria
giving us. He was
Digby?
just giving us a reference
I know, he's
point.
a
I
good
understand
guy.
that part. All right, turn yours down. Let's go to.
Is this it?
You have my heart.
Yeah, I kind of like
And
this.
we'll never be a world apart.
You do like shitty covers.
I know. She screamed at me. She screamed at me.
You must love hanging out in Starbucks.
Dude, I really.
This is Starbucks shit.
My life is a Starbucks soundtrack.
Actually, her voice is pretty cool. Not cool, but I don't know, soothing.
Sounds familiar.
Because there's a million girls
I know.
like this.
This is very
I like this, though.
generic.
The Coffee House channel plays non-stop covers like this.
Yeah, you
What
might
channel
want
is that?
Coffee House. You might want to check that one out.
This is that pained female singer of the late '90s and 2000s.
Raised rich but acting poor. Like, yeah. But anyway, she yelled at me because I enjoyed. I have one called Pink Sabbath, where it's a lot of girls doing covers. Like they cover
Of Sabbath?
Comfortably Numb. They do cover Sabbath, but no, it's one of them is
Oh, Pink
Comfortably
Sabbath,
Numb,
so they do a little Pink Floyd and Black Sabbath. Gotcha.
and I forget a couple other ones they've done.
I didn't mind that song. It was all right.
Yeah,
I guess I would listen to that.
yeah, I would love it.
Giselle Bundchen. Or is it
Giselle.
Bunchen? How do you say her name?
Giselle
Bundchen?
Bundchen.
Man, she is hot as hell, but when she talks, she's scary.
Yeah?
She seems like she'd be a bra that would put a strap-on on, I'm thinking.
Hope so.
You hear how she talked with that Eastern European, where's she from?
Brazilian.
She's Brazilian?
I believe so.
Why does she sound like she's from?
Is she Brazilian? She's not Israeli, right?
Her parents are German, but she was raised in Brazil.
Yeah, she
yeah,
didn't
you
look
c-
Brazilian.
Oh, it's a
Yeah.
Brazilian accent, though, right?
I don't know what it is. I think it's a little of both then.
I haven't seen the video. She was the
Yeah.
only one who was honest after the Super Bowl. My
Yeah.
fucking husband can't throw in cash. They kept dropping the ball.
Yeah, that's true.
She's right.
So what are you going to get on her for being honest?
She
Yeah,
did break
got-
the code, but
she got them 2 dots over the U in her name. That's German.
Look, man.
Fuck them, babies. They dropped the
Look,
ball.
Tom Brady and the Patriots did their job. Eli Manning fucking completed a ridiculous pass. That's what you got to look at.
But they didn't.
The more you look at that pass, that was ridiculous.
That one,
Down the sideline, double coverage, 2 feet in bounds. Holy shit.
who was it, Werner or whatever, that dropped that ball? That one ball that would have kept that drive going?
It was Welker, right?
Welker, I'm sorry. Yeah, that's the one. Yeah.
Yeah, right through his hands.
Sure, they needed that one. You know, and I think she was also talking about the Hail Mary, but that's why they call it a Hail Mary.
Yeah, that's
No one is
no
expected to
guarantee
actually
there.
catch that thing.
More luck.
That's just luck.
I didn't see the video.
Of what?
Do we see the video of Giselle?
Yeah, we got the audio version.
I would love to hear it because I haven't
We
seen
might
it.
as well play the video for everybody.
Oh yeah,
She was getting heckled. I don't blame her.
she was getting heckled, huh?
She was getting heckled, saying, I don't know what.
Show us your tits.
Eli owns your husband, Giselle, something like that.
Oh,
So of
shit.
course she's that type of woman. She's gonna fucking get her claws out.
Oh shit! Is that her? Let's
She was
see.
walking toward the elevator.
Oh, okay.
Advertisement.
Advertisement.
Well, this website buys all the. They won't let TV show it.
Oh yeah.
What do you mean?
They won't let TV have it. They own it. So you have to go to the website to see it.
Oh, that's pretty.
You can take all the money that people are unwise enough to send you.
Here you are, you're 19, and you're in the swimming pool with the President of the United States.
That's her?
That's fiercely
Yeah.
now.
Wednesdays, 9, 8 Central, February 8th.
Yeah, her interview is
Only on
tomorrow night.
NBC.
Oh, make sure we get audio of that. Here we go.
Catch the ball when you're supposed to catch the ball. My husband cannot control the ball and catch the ball at the same time.
Oh shit.
She is pissed.
But she's not even facing the camera. She's just
No,
saying that
she's
casually.
just
Like, you
saying
can't get
it.
mad at that.
And
That's news. That's what.
Yeah.
That's fucking news.
News, it's the front page.
on both
They're calling her the
papers.
ball buster. That's just a natural moment that was captured.
God, what a cunty country.
And some asshole's got to yell that out to her,
Right.
like, you know, whatever.
Right. Of course
Jeez,
she would
man.
say something like that.
Yeah, she wasn't even yelling. It wasn't like she was saying it for it to be public knowledge.
No.
She just said it in a moment of annoyance to a fan.
Yeah.
Of frustration. She probably look. It's everywhere as we're talking about it.
Yeah.
It's on 2 out of the 3 fucking channels right now.
But they'll
Yeah, that's a huge story.
they'll show it
Why is that a huge story?
because we're fucking nosy, voyeuristic twats
Which is-
who like to see people getting in trouble.
Which is fine. And once again, I'm going to say it. The mainstream media, though, they will not play it the way we are, saying, yeah, of course she's going to say something like that. The game just ended. It was frustrating. And she said something.
Yeah.
They're not going to say that, though. They're going to be like, oh, she's a ball buster.
Wow,
She's this, she's that.
Sour grapes.
Right.
Sour grapes.
What'd she say? My husband can't throw the ball and catch the ball?
Can't fucking throw the ball and catch it.
Which is true. I don't think
Yeah.
he can.
And she's right to say that.
In the end, Eli Manning and the boys put together an amazing drive with that fucking pass.
But that's the big
That
story.
fucking pass.
Yeah.
The guy's wife. Like, they worried about the fact that she said, pray for my husband. They're obsessed over the guy's wife.
Right.
Gives
Right,
a fuck.
right.
She's
Yeah, who
fucking
cares what she
smoking
says?
hot, though, man.
And Brady, I don't care how much money you make, he's got to be in hell. He lost 2 Super Bowls to the Giants in unbelievable ways.
Yeah.
Holy fuck.
Yeah, but
What does he got? 3 rings though?
Yeah. It's not like he's it's not like Buffalo.
And she didn't. Look at what liars the Daily News are. Giselle hurls F-bomb at loser Pats. She didn't, though.
No.
Oh, no, she said the word fuck.
It
Oh,
wasn't like
God,
she
we
said
suck.
those bunch of fucks.
She didn't.
No.
No,
She was
she-
using it as an exclamation.
She was talking like a completely normal human being under those circumstances. Period.
Exactly.
So that's what
Exactly.
the news should say today. Basically, should say, "Why is everyone surprised?" Of course, she's gonna, act up and say something. After,
She is.
after that loss.
God damn it, she's smoking hot, man. Fuck.
Yeah, she is.
Tall drink of water.
She is amazingly hot.
Yep. Speaking of the NFL, PTC had to get involved. Says the NFL lied. They lied about delivering a clean halftime show.
Oh, fuck them. Tim Winter, a douchebag.
Wow.
The PTC are a bunch of assholes.
It really
How
is
did the NFL
ridiculous.
lie? They put together what they thought was going to be a clean halftime show, and the MIA broad threw a bird up.
So what?
How is that lying? They didn't know she was going to do that.
They promise a clean halftime show.
They just need something.
But you can't say lie. That's misrepresenting the situation.
They lied. If they said they were going to have a clean halftime show and it wasn't clean, they lied.
Technically, they lied.
They lied. That's it. I stand behind the PTC.
Ugh. Stupid PTC.
Just trying to fucking make some kind of controversy, get their name in the news.
Yeah.
We're all guilty of that.
Yeah.
Bunch of douches.
And the other thing about the Super Bowl that everyone seems to be talking about is this Clint Eastwood commercial. Holy fuck.
Yeah, everyone's confused. Everyone's confused because no one knows which party line to throw it behind. Meanwhile, maybe it doesn't lie in between a party line. Maybe it's just a guy and an auto company kind of talking about what's going on in the country and how things can maybe get a little better.
Well, it certainly doesn't hurt Obama.
I don't know. I don't see it as having any political agenda whatsoever.
Well, they're politicizing it, my friend.
Both sides are. It's ridiculous.
They're politicizing the hell out of it. And Clint's like, if you want to use the commercial for your own agenda, then so be it.
If you feel the way the spirit of the commercial is,
Right.
so be it. Good. I don't think that means we're going to be taking warm showers anytime soon.
Right.
Swapping spit.
Fucking love Clint Eastwood. And I love the commercial. It's a good commercial.
Yeah. But people are really just trying to, again, bunch of fucking Nellies. This country's a bunch of old washwomen knitting a fucking quilt.
What's Clint's statement? Does he officially have one?
Right there.
Speaking to Ron Mitchell, a producer at Fox News Channel, The O'Reilly Factor, Eastwood asserted, I am certainly not politically affiliated with Mr. Obama. It was meant to be a message just about job growth and the spirit of America. I think all politicians will agree with it.
Yeah.
You say he's right-wing, though, huh? He's a Hollywood guy that's pretty right-wing.
He's been a Republican for years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One of the rarer ones out there.
Yeah, a lot of the Hollywood elite, as they call them, are liberal Democrats. But he's been over the years one of those guys,
but
outspoken.
He's got to think if he puts a commercial forward, that certainly is going to help whoever's in office, I think. No?
I don't think so. I think it was more about the American spirit and working class and, getting back in the game of making things. I don't think.
But basically saying that.
That's not that to me doesn't seem like an ideology of either party. That seems like, what anybody in this country would kind of want.
His message was we had a rough first half, though, but we're ready for the second half, as in things are moving forward now. That's what I got out of it.
Well, then he's pretty much saying that Obama, during his first term, was sucking a dick.
But he said things are improving.
Oh, okay.
It was in the message.
Well.
As in, okay, we had a little bump in the road there, but we're good now.
I did not think that was an ad for Obama, and he said emphatically it was not an ad for Obama.
Right.
It was a metaphor, that's all.
Yeah.
And people just want to tie it in. Of course, the conservatives, I just fucking smashed this jizzbug on fucking Twitter. What's this cocksucker? Mark, Santani.
Oh.
He tweets, the 499th red eye was my last. Can't square you having Christian conservative hater Jim Norton on again. You hear O&A?
God.
Nice guy. Go fuck yourself. But that is the mentality that I hate so much. That's why I've been smashing you, dummy. My opinion's different, and I shouldn't be on. Go fuck yourself. And infringing everybody else's personal rights.
So that guy would rather have you not able to speak your piece because he's offended by it.
Yeah.
Don't people understand what rights are? You fucking cocksuckers. Oh, fuck that guy.
But again, that's the mentality where they're all going, the conservatives go, I think it was a message for Obama. And then Eastwood's like, no, it really wasn't. And they're like, I don't know. No, because he's a conservative guy. Mm-hmm. Tom Papa told a story about being on his plane.
Yeah.
Were you hear that story?
Yep.
About his flaming liberal friend who was completely anti-Bush. And they sat on the plane, and Eastwood's like, I think it's important what we're doing over there. And the friend just sat there and was like, yeah.
Yeah, you can't do anything. Yeah. Great.
They want to argue with Clint Eastwood.
Who's going to argue with Clint Eastwood on his own plane? Fuck that.
So he's not a liberal?
I finally figured out Twitter. Twitter's like, when I read Twitter, I feel like I'm a special needs teacher.
Yeah, sometimes you got to smack a kid.
And I have to kind of just humor the classroom with their really dumb thoughts. Not all of you, but a lot of you. It's like, holy fuck, just listen a little bit. You might learn something.
Some guy last night was getting all pissy at me because I put up that link of the gang. No, actually, it was the Pats fan crying. That girl that's crying her eyes out because the Pats lost right after the game, and her boyfriend's recording her.
Is it real though? Because a lot of people know that they make one of those. It goes viral now.
Let me tell you
it's
something.
One of those, like,
the way
things
she's
to do.
crying,
It's
the
real.
way she's crying, it looks too real.
Yeah.
And she came up with some really good stuff. She's really crying.
Because I asked that because there was one that almost went viral of the of your team there, the Ravens, and I'm like, the guy knew he was being filmed and also knew that. Holy fuck! If I do this right, this will go viral. It was so obvious to me.
That's why you can tell a lot of times. People aren't this good at acting.
Because it seems like the thing to really do. Start over. I haven't seen this yet.
I put this video up. I put the link, and some guy was like, "The link you put up gave me a virus." It's like, first of all, no, it didn't.
Really?
It's like, give my computer a virus, and then he starts berating me, and I just put I direct messaged him really quickly and said, "Good. I hope it infects your collection of kitty porn and kitty and gay pornography." Well, and then I told him to do horrible things with his father's penis, and then I blocked him, so he can't answer me back.
Remember this next time.
Yeah,
you're the special eds teacher.
Yeah,
special needs. You're sitting there.
Sometimes you got to duct tape their mouths and put them in the closet.
That's right.
Sure, touch their heinies.
Yeah, teach them a lesson.
And then when are they going to play again? They're never going to play together again. And I'm never going to get to see them when against stupid New York.
I'm sorry, baby.
No, and then they're going to be like, if we get there again, they're going to beat us again because we're so bad at the Super Bowl. And I don't even know why, because we're so good at every other game, and then we're so good, and then sometimes even though we have perfect seasons, we still don't win.
I'm not buying it yet, Aunt.
I don't know. I was
because it's
buying
a
it.
thing to do.
Stupid honking outside, because I fucking live in stupid New York.
She's really tearing though, and snotting, and whining.
She seems like she's aware of the camera though.
Because I'm wearing a stupid fitness band, and they didn't even win.
You don't think a girl could be this upset at the fucking Pats losing?
It's just that they're never going to play. Maybe.
It's the things she's saying.
Yeah.
She's definitely upset, but it seems like she might be pushing it because she knows she's being filmed.
It's real.
See that? You're not like.
I've been texting her. I know.
She's from Australia.
Corey. To be upset with. And
Regardless, I can't take her fucking voice.
And then I have to call my friends, and they're just like, yeah, I mean, yeah, I know, I saw what happened, and everyone was just playing so stupid, and they gave us a chance to win all the time, and Tom Brady was
shut
just
the
so
fuck up.
stupid.
Shut the fuck up. Crying chicks are hilarious. Yeah. Shut up.
Now my makeup is all over my face, and I look like a freaking raccoon.
Like a what?
It's all Tom Brady's fault.
No, it's not. It's not stupid Eli Manning's fault because he was like,
I think it's at least 50% real, but then she realizes all right, you're filming me. I'm gonna.
I think she's real.
Go over the top
as a person, but I don't think.
Really?
You think she's not CGI?
No.
Yeah, she's real.
I don't know.
That's the problem with the internet is that everything that could be great, you have to question.
Yeah, because everyone's aware now.
Yeah.
I'm making a crying video.
Please do.
Yes.
Please.
Oh boy, you can make one.
Yeah, I think I should. I'm gonna pass off as real.
Could you cry on cue?
Good. We can. He's done.
I can't on cue.
An actual fucking teardrop.
I could probably get one if you give me a second.
We should have a crying contest among the staff.
Just show us contracts.
See who could get a tear rolling down their face first. I don't think that's easy. Uh-oh, Jimmy's trying though. Oh my God, his face is changing. What are you thinking about?
I don't know
job.
if I can or not.
This company, working for the company.
Yeah, it's hard, but I can probably get a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, if I have to.
Yeah.
That's what I do before I go down and talk to management. I just get into that,
Yeah, it's like, well,
that ain't happening. No more talking management. It's over, Johnny.
Yeah, I'm kind of done too.
I'm done. There's nothing these idiots could say. Not one fucking thing. As they all come back from the Super Bowl today.
Today?
Well, they flew in yesterday.
Their arms killing them?
They haven't been here in days.
Oh.
They were just fooling around in Indianapolis, making believe they had to be there.
On a lark.
Except for the radio shows, of course.
I got a little bit.
Things done. Holy shit, he
A little
does.
bit.
Oh, a little bit.
A little bit, not much.
Oh,
No,
yeah.
your
They're
right
all
eye is
red
really
and-
classy.
Oh, the left one actually feels like it's going down farther.
You got to look at it. Does he have a fucking drop ready to roll?
I do. I feel it.
Don't know how to cry.
I know.
Exactly. Even when you need to, you don't.
Can't figure it out.
Just picture, you just want his love, and he calls you a faggot and hits you.
Oh.
You just want him to like you.
I just wanted. Nothing works.
Nah.
No.
Nah.
Doesn't
You're not wired that way.
Oh, look at people bringing up things. Kevin from Connecticut says, show Jimmy Roger Ebert. Oh, boy.
Oh, God. No, please
boy.
don't.
It wouldn't make me cry now, but that one day her question got me.
Oh.
This guy on Twitter.
She said, "How do you eat pussy?"
This guy on Twitter is not one of the dummies.
Huh?
He writes, it's NJ Croatian. What's worse, MIA flipping the bird or the dancer humping the floor behind her? Did that happen?
Yeah.
Was there humping?
You know,
that is a really good question.
what people choose to look at and look for in these performances.
I would be cool with my son seeing both, to be
Yeah,
honest
who
with you.
cares?
But I think probably the humping's worse than the finger.
The finger.
What do you think?
Yeah. If you're going to make one worse than the other.
Well, yeah, I think both are fine. I think we can handle this in this country at this point. Who's humping?
Oh, no. I just see girls like gyrating on the floor. Oh.
Was that the Blur?
Was it? Yeah, it must have
Yeah,
been.
that was the Blur.
The
Supposedly,
Blur.
most people didn't even see the.
No.
They signed indemnification clauses,
Right.
in case they do something.
So maybe they sue the MIA broad. I don't know her name. I
Yeah,
just
she
know
would
it
have
was the
she would have to
MIA
pay
broad.
Her
whatever
real name
fine there is.
It's Maya. It's something hard
Maya?
to say, and then Maya is the abbreviation. Well, what?
Have you heard of some of her other shit besides that paper? What is it called?
Paper planes?
Paper planes. She's pretty good. Man.
She's good.
I don't know much about her, but I hear.
Like Jimmy's renditions.
I don't know the words.
That's all you need to know, though, is the rhythm. Let's play Jimmy's.
Don't.
I love that fucking
It's good,
song.
right?
Holy shit, it's so catchy.
Lyric, gun.
Why don't we play Jimmy's pick today? What is it, a cover of Umbrella? Is that what we're doing? No, we're doing Knocking on Heaven's Door, right?
God damn, this girl's a good ass.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Eric?
Yeah, I said yeah.
Okay, so we'll go
Avril
break with
Lavigne.
this.
Just
Hey,
stop snapping at the boss.
we got a big day. We got Mr. Kevin Smith coming in at 8 o'clock. He's doing
Yes.
Imus. You might want to catch him on Imus. We don't
Doing
care because
Imus.
we don't have to worry about ratings. But
And then when Kareem comes in, Kevin can sit where Travis is.
when
They can
Kareem-
switch.
Yeah, sure. And Kareem Abdul-Jabbar at 8:30. Fuck, that's cool, man.
Yeah, I'm really psyched. I have a bunch of questions for him.
Big stars.
I even put on a
Oh,
new
bunch of
I
questions.
put on a new shirt for Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. today.
Wow.
So, when you're over there dribbling all over the place, what do you do if the ball hits your ankle and goes out?
Oh.
Out.
Good question.
Out.
I got a bunch of good questions here.
That's a good question.
Yeah.
What do you do when you're throwing a ball there with a minute left and it falls all over someone's head? What do you do?
Kevin from Connecticut says MIA has a song called Born Free. It's a brutal video picking on redheads. That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Is it supposed to be a goof song or? Can you find that really fast? Let's listen to this for a couple seconds. What the hell? What else are we going to do today?
Like Sam. Sam.
Very good at finding
It's a 9-minute song?
things. Maybe it's a 9-minute video. Maybe it's one of those short films that people like to do.
Sure.
This.
Is this advertising?
Of course it is.
Oh, I wasn't sure if it was the start
Can't
of the song.
tell them. They did it on purpose.
Yeah, that was
And it
smart
worked.
on their part. Warning, the following video contains violent scenes that may be unsettling to some viewers.
Really?
MIA, Born Free. Thank you, Kevin. Fuck. Kevin knows his music.
Well, let's not thank him yet.
Yeah, really.
He's usually pretty good.
Right.
Okay.
Very moody shots of.
Where is this? She's Sri Lankan, and I think she's from England?
Directed by, oh, fuck. This
Romain Gavras.
I don't know if we can watch this whole thing.
Looks very military-like.
Yes.
Sure does. Like
Very,
some shit's going down.
Can't see the nationality. It looks kind of Asian, that person. I can't see.
Something.
A little of everything just to represent.
We're just kind of looking at
everyone.
Armored vehicle with a bus.
Yeah, taken
Looks
from a window.
Very martial law-ish.
Sniper on the roof.
Wearing a gas mask. Why don't we zip up a little bit? John Goodman is driving the truck.
Up, getting into position. And
now they're jumping out of the back of the truck with a
like SWAT. Yeah. Someone's gonna get fucking.
Yeah.
They just felt a fat bitch in the face.
They're beating up every female fan of ours. Fat lady.
Entering another apartment building.
How do you do this live, though?
Old guy smoking. Slow motion smoke coming out of his nose and mouth.
This is goofy. Psychedelia.
People are having sexual intercourse.
Oh, yeah, they are.
Fat people.
Now that, is that the ginger?
Someone broke in.
Oh, God, a lady with horrible tits.
Two fat people made them stop having sex.
Right.
Which I get.
Now they're going into another apartment.
Flashbang. They're just beating the shit out of fat people.
Holy shit,
Yeah.
this video is cool.
Yeah.
I'm going to check this whole thing out. It's called what?
What I'd
Born
like to
Free,
be doing all
MIA.
day. Oh.
We're going to cut our losses because it's a really long video. It's very visual.
Is it about, are they shooting gingers or something, and that's kind of the statement?
I don't know. They're beating fat people. I haven't
So
seen
far, they're
anything.
beating fat people.
Oh.
I don't see the
Oh,
red
I
hair
see.
yet.
Maybe it's someone who got their foot stepped on, now is running the military.
I think it's like they don't want ugly people reproducing. And
Is that what's going on here?
Yeah, fat,
Fucking
ugly
great.
people.
And
We
then,
need these people in our...
and then what? They get to gingers eventually?
Probably, yeah, there's one. See?
Oh, there comes...
It's like a soccer hooligan.
fucking love her sound.
It's too fucking gay club soundy.
Oh, Jesus.
It is.
Why did you have to add that after what I said?
Well,
What'd you say?
The fuck? I said I love that sound.
But that's
You just
why I don't
fucking
love it.
threw me under the bus.
Well, it is
Gay
kind of gay
clubby.
club sounding.
Thanks, Jimmy.
Duck. Guys doing poppers and leather. fucking, the fat guy from The Sopranos should be dancing to this.
Oh, that's hilarious. Let's play Jimmy's pick today as we go to break. We're going to eat some food. And I guess we're on CNET today, CNET News. I don't even know what that is. Is that like...
I'm sure it's Canadian.
Is it a big
Yeah.
news? Is it big news?
I don't know.
CNET?
It's
Yeah,
internet
CNET.
stuff.
How big is CNET?
I've seen that. Oh, Skynet.
It's where all
Wait a
grown
minute.
men go to cry about cyberbullying.
You're right.
The Tom Green guy is obsessed with what happened to him.
Who cares?
I mean, CNET's such a massive website that it's not like it's on the front page. Like that's where you go for like
It was on the front page
electronic
for a while.
reviews, maybe on that part of the website. But like CNET's mainly like where you go for like product reviews of electronic.
Oh, really? It's not even like CNN? I thought it was CNN of Canada. Why are we wasting time with this shit?
No, CNET is on the internet. It's not.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
There is some funny shit in this article, though. Hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
There was a bra bombing reference.
Fucking people.
Fucking idiots that printed this. They're taking the bra bombing tweet that someone did to this other Tom Green as a serious threat.
Oh,
That's
this
ridiculous.
fucking baby is so upset about this. A grown man crying about cyberbullying. Shut the fuck up. It's a public forum. You're a public guy. They were fucking making fun of you and having some fun with you. And if they got carried away, it's, what do you want us to do?
Yeah.
We don't control people.
It's not someone's email either.
And his
It's
list and
the
his
public.
fucking people are feel free to hit back too.
Yeah.
He has plenty of people that like him that can hit back
Oh,
too.
boy,
And
did
they
we
did.
get attacked. Oh, boy, I read some nasty tweets from the Tom Green people.
Bullying.
Wow, I couldn't handle it.
I hate that shit.
I couldn't handle it.
Grown up.
But we'll get into the article a little bit because this guy wants us kicked off Twitter. And he's
Oh.
already kicked off some of our fans from Twitter.
Well.
He's very obsessed with this thing and what went down.
He's one of those guys.
But Tom Green, our friend, said, this guy is not a nice guy. You know, what did he say when we asked him about this? He was scared, like, oh, please don't go there.
Scared.
Oh, please don't go there.
Nice picture. Jimmy's holding me.
Yeah. There you go.
That's nice.
Yeah, that's nice.
2 lovebirds.
Yeah.
The author's name is funny.
Why?
It's Daniel Turdy Man.
Turdy Man.
Turdy Man.
I'm sure he's like, it's Tierdeman. It's Tierdeman.
No,
hey,
it's
Turdy Man.
Turdy Man.
You're cyberbullying.
How does Gertie Man go?
The hurty-gurty man.
The hurty-turty man.
Turdy Man.
Turdy Man. All right, play Jimmy's Choice. We'll be back.
Mama, take this badge off of me. I can't use it anymore. It's getting dark, too dark to see. Feel I'm knocking on heaven's door. Knock, knock, 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 knocking on heaven's door. Mama put my guns in the ground. I can't shoot them anymore. That long black cloud is coming down. I feel like I'm knocking on heaven's door. Knock, knock, knocking on heaven's door. Knock, knock, knocking on heaven's door. Knock, knock, knocking on heaven's door. Yeah, yeah. Knock, knock, knocking on heaven's door. Yeah.
This is the Opie and Anthony Show on Sirius XM.
So much to do, so much. I mean, you got the mall. And if you don't like that, you got the other mall. That's right, every town got 2 malls. Every town got 2 malls. That's right, they got the white mall and the mall white people used to go to. They ain't shit in the black mall. Love my black people, hate my black mall. They don't got nothing in the black mall but sneakers and baby clothes. I guess that's all they think we doing, running and fucking. No nice stores in the black mall, no Macy's, no Saks, just a big-ass Woolworth. A 15-story Woolworth with valet parking, personal shoppers. Oh, can I help you with your cheap shit? But I go to Black Mall. I go there all the time. You know why? Because I'm trying to keep some money in the community. Try to recycle the money. You know, it's real easy to keep money in the community if you want a pack of potato chips. But if you want some good shit, you might have to venture out. You just can't find everything in the hood. You try, but it's hard. Hard to find a good Volvo dealer in Liberty City. Shabazz Mercedes, it ain't there. It ain't there. Now, I talk about the black mall, the white mall. If you really want to see the differences in the way the two races live, you got to check out the supermarkets. That's right. Check out the supermarkets. It is day and night, night and day, hot and cold. You ain't never seen nothing like that. You go to a white supermarket, there ain't nothing in the world nicer than an American white supermarket. It is what America's all about. It is the closest thing to heaven. Think about heaven in a movie, then think about the frozen food section at a white supermarket. It's damn near the same thing. That's right. You go to a white supermarket, you step down, door open up, cool breeze smack you in the face. Ah, so good to be here. I smell fresh produce. You go to a black supermarket, it's the saddest shit on the face of the earth. Oh my God, ain't nothing super about it, I swear. You go to a black supermarket, you step down, door ain't thinking about opening up. The door might push at you and smack you in the damn head. You step again, you can play double dutch on the door, it ain't opening up. Then you gotta get your fucked up shopping cart to get in there. It only got 2.5 wheels on it, and the thing rolls diagonally. And ooh, there goes some peas. There goes some corn. You get inside, it's hot as hell. All the fruit's rotten. I got an apple the other day with a worm in it. The worm was dead. No red meat. All the meat is brown. Damn steak look like a neck bone. And if you get some red meat, you better cook it the day you get it, because that shit gonna be rotten in the morning, baby. Now you got this nasty meat, you fed it to your kids. Now they got rickets. All because you tried to keep money in the community.
Sirius XM. Sirius XM. The Opie and Anthony Show.
Oh, boy.
Oh, God, E-Rock.
Getting topical. With the Sex Man.
Good morning, Sexy.
Good morning.
Getting topical, I say.
All over the place.
Huh?
Bunch of topicality today.
Oh. What is this, a combo? This song?
It's like 3 things.
3 things.
3 things. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner. See, that's.
I'm going to go with Giants doing their parade today in the Canyon of Heroes.
That's one.
And of course, they're going to play this song.
Of course.
And then it turns out New York, New York became the official anthem of New York City 27 years ago.
Wow.
Correct.
I know that. I've always known that. And Liza Minnelli died.
She did?
Yep.
Well, then that would be 3.
That didn't bode well when we said it about the mayor.
What? Liza Minnelli, breaking news. Look it up on Twitter. Look it up.
No.
Look it up on Twitter. It's right there.
No.
It's right there.
I don't see it.
Refresh. See, it's right there.
I don't see it.
Liza Minnelli has died.
Who posted
I'm not
it?
saying it.
Huh?
Who posted it? Let's get some names.
Why? I don't tell on people.
I'm sure not saying it.
No.
She's alive and well.
Why, man?
She's alive and homely.
Let's blow this shit up. What are we waiting for? The fuck are we waiting for?
I'll write it out.
You're going to write it out?
Yeah, why not?
Have fun.
Write it out till October.
What's the third one there, Sexy?
Well, 3 for this segment. We also played Chris Rock earlier. It's his birthday. He's 47.
No, but you said there were 3 things with the New York, New York,
The
I thought.
topicality thing.
Oh, so you play the Chris Rock
You say
thing.
topicality again, I'm going to fucking break a blue rose across your
Topicality.
fucking
Like
nose bridge.
Wessonality.
Yeah, exactly.
Giants doing their parade today, man.
Yeah, so if you're downtown Manhattan, good luck.
It's going to be what? Gridlock?
Madhouse.
Gridlock alert?
Yeah, I would think so.
Let's get into this article.
Wait, are we having trouble with the online feed
Yes,
again?
of course we
They
are.
were playing the Ron and Fez replay on a loop again?
Over and over again.
It's already been taken care
has
of.
been, okay.
Yeah, it was just the information showing up on the screen saying Ron and Fez, but
Okay.
it's been fixed.
Thank you.
Oh.
There we go. All good.
You sure?
Yes, they've been calling in since 6 o'clock, and they worked on it.
Oh.
Really? Yeah, man, it's all over Twitter now about this Liza Minnelli. Holy fuck. It's everywhere now.
I don't think so.
Did Opie and Anthony cross the line in Tom Green Twitter controversy?
Yes. No, I don't know.
I was excited to read this today, but it turns out it's just CNET News. I thought it was like Canada's CNN.
Yeah.
I thought we were a big deal in Canada today.
No.
That's CBC.
Oh, fuck.
No, this is just some kind of internet bullshit.
Really?
Yeah.
It's funny, though.
I like how the guy said he, tried to get us for comment. I never was approached to try to comment.
No.
What's this guy talking about his age?
I have nothing to say to him. I think he's a baby, but who cares? Do you know how many times I've been attacked on Twitter?
Yeah.
And I'm a public figure.
Right.
And so are you. You're an author. People, when your name comes up and there's something happening,
yeah,
that's what they do on Twitter. I've been bashed a million times. Who gives a shit? It goes away.
It's not the basher's decision to pull himself off the internet. If you don't like Twitter and what people are saying about you, you then leave. It's not like they're invading your personal email that you're using for commerce.
Or you block. You block.
Dude, you block them or you don't look at your @ mentions.
Yeah.
They have no ability to make you see anything if you just block them.
Right.
I block people all the time.
I did reach out to CNET, and my quote was, I didn't do shit. And it's printed.
Yeah.
But it says, in a tweet today, the Opie and Anthony show responded. So I guess my I didn't do shit tweet represents the show.
Oh, is that it?
Yes, I just wrote I didn't do shit.
All right.
Because the asshole, no, it was after the fact, because I was pissed off. I'm like, you didn't contact any of us.
No one
This is
was
what the media does. They make believe they contact the people, but it's not good for the story because, of course, we would say something that is logical. So it's much better to not have a comment from us.
So they
and
just
to
say,
that
"Oh."
we contacted them, they never got back to us. No one
Yeah.
contacted me, Ann, or Jimmy.
I've never been
Period.
contacted.
And the
No.
media uses that one a lot. Did Opie and Anthony cross the line in Tom Green Twitter controversy? Can radio hosts be held accountable for the behavior of their listeners?
But just that statement right there
It's dumb, right?
Like how could you even consider that?
Yeah.
Do we get credit, by the way? How about this? I'll be happy to be held accountable when I get credit. When you give me credit for all of the deeds of other people on Twitter,
Right.
I'll then be held accountable for it.
Right. Negative, they are playing Ron and Fez right now.
Mars was just in here playing the app to me and it had our show on it.
Well,
So, I don't know.
Well, this came in 32 minutes ago.
Whoops.
I'm kidding. But that did really just come in.
All right, I'll let them know.
From a reliable, by the way.
Can I have a napkin from somebody before I start pop locking?
Ah, shit.
Don't pop lock. Pop lock.
It started as a slowly percolating and largely private dispute over the ownership of the @TomGreen Twitter handle between two people named Tom Green. One, a Toronto College professor who grabbed the account ID, and the other, a celebrity comedian who was too late to get it. It exploded into a sewer full of insulting, obscene, and even threatening tweets sent to the teacher.
I will say this: if anybody threatened the teacher, then you got to deal with that individually. I've never ever.
We didn't even say to attack the guy.
I've never encouraged anybody to threaten another person. I think it's funny when they attack you on Twitter.
Yeah.
But I'm fighting with a guy right now on Twitter.
Yeah.
It's like it is what it is.
What it's about.
Yeah, but I don't think we told people to attack the guy. And now the professor wants the radio hosts who may have inspired their listeners to send the offending tweets to take responsibility for what happened to him and to be punished by Twitter.
What a baby. Shut up, you baby.
For more than a year, the two Tom Greens have gone back and forth over whether the college professor would relinquish the handle. Though the comedian has garnered 110,000 Twitter followers with the workaround ID @TomGreenLive, he clearly feels that number would be far higher if he had the authentic @TomGreen. But because the professor's name is actually Tom Green, there's no question of Twitter taking away the account.
Mm-hmm.
I sometimes wonder if my following would grow slightly quicker, Tom Green said on our show, Opie and Anthony. All right. Green's appearance on the show was meant to promote his world tour and especially a stop in New York City. And in fairness to the comedian, it was the show's hosts who raised the question of the Twitter handle during the taping. I don't want to get into it too much because he gets real mad, the comedian said on the show. I don't want to be in a Twitter war. But the host seemed to relish picking a fight. You need us to take care of this thing, one asked Green. We'll take care of this thing. With that, one of the hosts sent out the tweet that may have opened the floodgates, dictating as he typed. The host, it's hard to say which one, tweeted at Tom Green, why don't you let the real Tom Green have this thing? Stop being so selfish.
I did.
Jim Norton.
I made fun of him, yes.
Ah, Jimmy.
What followed was ugly. Over the next few minutes, the host...
Wait, is that slander? To jokingly say, why don't you let the real Tom Green, you're selfish?
Yeah.
What, is that cyberbullying?
Oh, look, you're a bully.
Whoa, sorry.
Cyberbully
Fuck outta
you,
here.
Jimmy.
I think because it's social networking, the guy that's more popular should have the name.
Dude,
I think there should be some kind of rule with that.
The reality is, it was a fucking, it was being funny, and even if it wasn't,
Right.
that's what that's
Right.
what a grown man
Right.
says cyberbullying is. Get
Yeah.
the fuck out of here.
Asshole.
That's why my tweet was perfect. I didn't do shit. Relax, buddy. What's his name again?
Tom
Turd
Green.
Washer or something?
Daniel Turdy Man.
Oh, Turdy Man.
Turdy man.
Turdy Man.
Turdy man. Turdy man.
What followed was ugly. Over the next few minutes, the host, mostly laughing loudly, read a series of listeners' tweets that were now being directed at the professor. The language is mostly too coarse for publication, even though this is an internet site.
Yeah.
But one read, "Hey, asshat, give at Tom Green Live his name back or we will bra bomb your house."
Obviously a takeoff on the classic O&A bit from AAF.
Of course.
Where we took a blimp
right.
and was dropping water balloons in bras on a building.
Probably the hackiest thing
boy.
we've done.
Oh, probably
in our
that
17 years
could
of
be
doing radio together.
the worst, yes.
Admits the laughter that accompanied the reading of the tweets. One host told the comedian, "We're taking care of this. You're going to have that name by the end of the day." And then the next sub-headline reads, "Pedophile and Pederast."
Oh.
As the Opie and Anthony hosts were amusing themselves with their antics and that of their listeners, Tom Green, the Toronto interactive multimedia professor, was suddenly discovering what was coming his way. Hundreds of angry tweets, including at least one broadcasting his office phone number.
Oh, boy.
Once again, we didn't tell our listeners to do that, sir.
We did not. And by the way, and I do remember this, as a public figure, when you go to his, I think when you click on the link or something, his number's on there.
Right.
So don't pretend that it's private information. But we didn't tweet it anyway. I don't tweet phone numbers ever.
Nope.
And I don't tell people to tweet phone numbers.
No, that's not a smart thing to do.
So what happened was you don't like what people were saying. It annoyed you. You know you can just block them and be done with them. But you want your pound of flesh. Just admit what you want. Don't act like you were cyberbullied. You're a grown man.
Right.
Yeah.
No,
You're a
no
professor. You should know shit.
You're a professor. That's how you react to a bunch of dickheads fucking with you on Twitter?
You should know the difference. When you incite your followers to start calling me pederast and pedophile and start threatening to report me to my college administration for having sexual relations with my students, the Humber College professor told CNET, there's a problem.
We did, by the way,
we had nothing to do with
We didn't say that,
sir.
Don't put words in our mouth.
Not at all.
Did I laugh when I read it? Yeah.
Of course.
So what? Is it now I can't laugh at stuff that people say that's fucked up?
From a comedic standpoint, that's very funny.
We don't know you. We never claimed to know you, and we never said that you did any of that shit. And you know we didn't.
Right.
Yeah.
You know we didn't say that.
And this next sentence really pissed off. What's his name again?
Daniel Turdy Man.
Turdy Man.
Turdy Man.
See, the guy kept bothering me, so I tweeted him. He goes, in a tweet today, the Opie and Anthony Show responded to CNET's request for comment by saying only, I didn't do shit. Real mature, huh? What's bothering me, Green said, is that Opie and Anthony got off scot-free.
Well, scot-free from what?
From what?
Because we've been doing this for a long
Dope.
time. We know what to do and what not to do and what to tell our listeners and what to not tell our listeners. Does that make sense?
Yep.
We've been at this a long time. They have yet acknowledged what seems to be a very public case of cyberbullying.
Grown man saying cyberbullying.
For his part, the comedian Tom Green seems very eager to distance himself from the situation. It ends up making me look like a jerk, Green told CNET, even though I didn't do anything. That's Tom Green, the comedian, obviously. The comedian explained that from his perspective, after the Opie and Anthony hosts raised the question of the Twitter ID, one sort of sist their listeners on the professor as a joke. S-I-C-C-E-D.
Yeah.
Sicked?
Yeah.
Right? All right. In the aftermath of the incident, the comedian posted on the website an open letter to the professor and to the community at large. People have been bothering the other Tom Green on his Twitter account, the comedian wrote, calling him names and demanding he give me his name. I do not want his Twitter handle. I am happy being at Tom Green Live. But this does not matter because out of the millions and millions of people online, some of them have decided to make this their cause, a cause that I am not endorsing.
Oh, boy. He got a little scared.
He's distancing himself.
He got a little scared.
Asked if he believed that the radio hosts are responsible for the flood of obscene tweets directed at the professor, Green told CNET, I'm good friends with the Opie and Anthony show. The fact of the matter is there's a lot of people in the world now who enjoy negative shock tactics. I think there's a freedom thing on the internet. You can't tell listeners or viewers not to be creative if they go into places that are horrifying and wrong. I don't think they were encouraging listeners to be as negative as it was. Wow, he knew how to fucking skate that one.
Yeah, he did.
But he's right.
He's right. He's right. He added, I think they were just reading the tweets. Yeah, we read some of the funny tweets.
Yeah, we didn't post them. We didn't tell people to post anything.
From a comedic standpoint, we were reading what we thought were funny tweets.
And they were.
That assessment clearly doesn't reconcile with what Tom Green, the professor, feels happened to him. The professor has been demanding that Twitter take action against the users who send him the insults and threats, and even against the Opie and Anthony show itself.
First of all, you can't take action against the Opie and Anthony show because we didn't do anything to you. Second of all, you should take action against anybody who threatened you. Absolutely.
Yeah, of course. I would do the same thing, to be honest with you.
Anybody threatened you, that's a different story.
Right.
But if somebody insulted you, is that what you want? You want action taken in a free... I mean, Canadian, I forgot that they're a little worse with free speech. But you want action taken against people who said insulting things to you as a public figure?
Yeah.
And you're supposed to be a professor? Yeah. You're supposed to know this stuff a little better than the average
Well,
Joe.
thin-skinned, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, please.
It sucks that you were the subject of this, but, you know, to take it this far, that's just not right.
But no, the action against people who... The only thing he should say is, I want action taken against anyone who genuinely threatened me. Fair enough.
Right.
Yeah, no one likes that.
To date, Twitter has suspended a number of accounts involved in the situation, but Green is upset that the micro-blogging services rules require him to proactively send in each instance of abuse rather than the company taking unilateral action against every user that tweeted something offending at him.
See, but do you see that thought policing?
Mm-hmm.
He wants action taken against anybody who was offensive to him?
Right.
How dare you?
I know.
That's stupid.
I would never... But then again, I kind of respect people's ability to say shit even if I don't like it. Would never want action taken against people who I send them a DM if they're following me, tell them to go fuck themselves, and then I block them. And I forget they were ever alive.
Yeah, you have you have the ability to just block them
and report spam or block.
Where do those people go that you block?
I don't know.
Where are they?
Who knows? Who cares?
I forget
right?
they exist.
Holy fuck! I just forgot too,
dude. I forget they exist. I really do. You'll be so annoyed at somebody, and then you block them, and you forget they were ever alive.
Yeah,
that's all you got to do.
In an email to CNET about the incident, a Twitter spokesperson said, while we don't comment on individual accounts for privacy reasons, we do have a help page outlining our policy around abusive users and guidelines on how to deal with possible encounters.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. They're basically saying this guy's just whinging because he got insulted on Twitter and he doesn't like it because he's one of those guys who doesn't like being insulted.
Yeah.
It appears unlikely that Twitter will take any steps to punish the show or its host since there is no evidence that they urged their listeners to abuse Green, and that is a true statement. But given what ensued as the host laughingly said they were taking care of this thing, the teacher feels that the hosts are responsible for what he called cyberbullying. No, we're just trying to be funny and entertaining, sir.
Yeah.
I don't even give a fuck that you're alive.
Yeah.
I don't know anything about you, and I certainly am not going to look you up on the internet. We forgot about this until today when this article appeared.
Yeah, screw this guy.
If they had enforcement policy with teeth, Green said, if they made a determination there, they would comb through the Twitter feeds and kill them instead of putting the burden of proof on the victim.
Oh,
the victim.
Burden of proof, victim.
I'm embarrassed for this guy. The victim.
Comb through the Twitter feeds.
That's what people should be doing. Combing through the Twitter feeds to go after the people that this grown man was cyber bullied by. All right. That sounds good. That's good. You're not first of all, you're in a public forum. You have the ability to block people who are saying things you don't like.
Which takes care of the situation just about every time.
Takes care of everything.
Yeah.
Block them.
Cyberbullying. Can the host of a show be held accountable for what has to be considered a case of cyberbullying? Listening to the recording of the radio show, there can be little doubt that the hosts inspired their listeners to start sending nasty tweets to the professor, even though they never asked for that to happen. But can they be considered culpable before the law?
Oh.
So he's saying it's obvious, but...
That's the media. They have to spin it. And how about this? The media...
Wait, he's saying it's obvious even though they never asked for that to happen.
Yeah, he's saying it's obvious, I guess, because we enjoyed it. It was funny.
It was funny. Entertaining.
But I wonder why the media doesn't hold themselves responsible. Like, isn't it interesting how that website now will not say, are we culpable? Because here we are printing the story for more people to see.
Yeah.
They never seem to want to hold themselves responsible.
Right.
Only everybody else.
Right. Yeah, and CNET...
Fucking babies the media are.
This CNET News is keeping the story going, which means, more shit will probably happen to Tom Green. That's just how things happen.
Yeah, if you just left it alone, nobody else is going to tweet him anymore.
because
Nobody cares about this guy.
These things go away because, people just move on to other things. Unless the story has legs and you print something like this.
Right.
I think he's looking for some attention.
It keeps it in the public eye. According to Justin Patchen, the co-director of the Cyberbullying Research Center, the answer is probably not, as far as, us getting in trouble. Patchen said that based on a quick explanation of what happened, he was inclined to agree that the professor had been cyberbullied and that the radio hosts have responsibility for it. But he also said there was likely no legal liability for what happened. But to Tom Green, the professor, this is the last paragraph, finally, sorry. It's important that someone be held accountable. If not to make him feel better, then at least to set a precedent for the future. Thank God it was me that got nailed, he said. Because if it was some 15-year-old, it would have ended with a rope or something.
Right, that's what it is.
Oh, I thought that said it would have ended with a rape or something.
Rope.
Ah, that
rope
makes
or
more
something.
sense than a rape.
I think a 15-year-old is a more legitimate person to complain about cyberbullying
Than a grown professor?
A grown man.
That seems to have some kind of intelligence behind him.
And by the way, his, I don't know, when you click on the link on his picture, there's information on this guy. He's written a bunch of books. And his office number School of Me is there. So don't act like people are giving out private information when you have a contact number there, bro.
On your own fucking site.
What do you,
on what, his website or his Twitter?
Whatever the Twitter link in his profile is, you click to it, and there's a number. I'm not saying people should call that, but you have a number there.
Wow.
Don't be surprised people call you and your number's there.
You made your own number public.
Yeah.
Or whatever the number. I don't even know what the number is, honestly.
Yeah, and we're not going to say it, but you made your own number public. What are you talking about?
What a dolt.
No one searched like all over the internet for some private number and posted it. It's right there.
Chip Chipperson is all over the comments on this article, by the way.
Oh, really? What are some of the comments?
I guess is CNET going to blame us for that too?
Yeah.
Well, somebody legitimately wrote, inciting to insert unlawful act here is a criminal offense. Being a professional dick on the radio is not a get-out-of-jail-free card. And then My Teeth Are Dry writes, tis, yeah, what are they playing, Monopoly or something?
Yeah, but we didn't, first of all, we didn't incite people to do anything illegal. So I would, no one incited anyone to commit an illegal act.
Yeah, there's our real statement. Jimmy said it.
No one has incited anyone to commit an illegal act ever.
And when you try to do an entertaining radio show, when you see some of these tweets that are funny or entertaining, of course you're going to read them.
Yeah,
of course you are.
It's funny.
But we didn't do shit. I'm standing by that statement.
Chip says, Sounds like Professor Tom is green with envy or something.
Oh, no.
And then Chip Chipperson replied to that one saying, that's a good one.
Exactly. How do you take that nonsense seriously? How does anyone take this drivel seriously? Just block. Fucking block people.
I actually want a apology from Tom Green, the professor.
I would, too.
And I'll tell you why.
Why?
Because, you think I'm going with the old gag, but I'll tell you what's going to happen here. He's going to teach this in his class now. It's going to be a syllabus.
I think it's going to be a...
It's going to be a syllabus. Mark my word.
Syllabus.
Mark my word. In a few months, next semester in the fall or whatever, this guy's going to be teaching this shit.
I don't know.
And using our show and the tweets, he's going to collect all his info.
I have personal information on cyberbullying. Let me tell you about it.
So I'm going to ask for an apology when that happens because we gave you material for your classroom. Watch. I guarantee that's what happens. All right. So there you go. CNET News. I thought it was CNN of Canada, though. I'm bummed.
And by the way, what he does...
What's the equivalent in America to CNET News, you think?
Well,
oh, God.
CNET is I mean, there's no equivalent in the United States because this is it's a website. It's not a foreign...
Yeah, we got websites in America.
No, but I'm saying it's not a foreign website. It's just as American as Drudge or something
Yeah, it's
else.
just a news
Is it as big as
site.
Drudge?
CNET?
Yeah.
Probably bigger.
I don't know about that.
Wait, now you're
let's
saying
find out.
CNET's bigger than
CNET,
Drudge?
CNET itself is a pretty big website.
By the way, this guy, this guy
look
is
at us
retweeting this guy's retweeting insults.
Oh, the insults?
Oh, he's retweeting them, and then he's tweeting about the story. So all you're doing is trying to perpetuate the story.
I don't know this guy at all, but I'll assume a lot. He's really liking the attention, and he really sees how he could use this to his advantage in the classroom.
If somebody wrote something negative to me like that, block them.
Yeah.
End
Easy.
of incident. He's retweeting them.
Yeah, you learn early on you can't reason with haters. Because you try to reason with them and try to maybe explain some shit, and you go, oh, yeah, no, they're not interested in any of that crap. So you just block them and you move on with your life.
And what he'll say about that is, well, I was just showing people. I don't care what you were doing. You're retweeting hateful comments directed at you.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
The only time I do that is when I'm hitting somebody back. If they retweet it, I get a lot of nasty shit. So I'll retweet it and insult the person in it.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't cry about it. I just insult them and block them.
Yeah.
But don't retweet stuff like that and then act like a victim because all you're doing is perpetuating it.
Yeah. So
silly.
All right, CNET's
CNET's far more popular than Drudge.
No.
Top 500 sites on the web.
Yeah.
CNET is number 82.
Whoa.
Drudge is number 378.
Well, hello,
What's
CNET
number one,
News.
Yahoo or
That would be
Facebook?
Google.
Oh, Google.
The Google.
The Gaga.
What's
The
two?
Google.
Facebook.
Oh, wait.
YouTube, Yahoo.
Oh, wait. It's CNET.com, but we're in the CNET News part?
Yeah, it's CNET.com.
So we were buried somewhere in there?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. It's not a big deal.
Kevin Smith coming by soon, and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar at 8:30.
See
Very
him
excited.
on the Imus show right there.
He's on right now?
Yeah.
He loves that hockey jersey, huh?
He does.
Yep.
That's his
That's
uniform.
his thing, huh?
Tis look.
What's he promoting?
He's looking good.
Hold on.
Got something going on.
Let me see.
Kevin Smith's promoting Comic Book Men. Starts Sunday at 10
right.
p.m. on AMC. I think it's a reality show.
Oh, it follows.
I know it's a reality show.
Okay.
Yeah, it sounds good. Comic Book Men is a reality show
cool.
that follows the Piole working in Kevin's comic book store.
Oh. That's cool.
People was misspelled.
Oh, it says Peel.
I love reading.
That's Sam
words
Roberts for you.
misspelled.
Kevin's sweating.
Of course.
He is.
He's always sweating.
But he's under the hot TV lights.
Yeah.
He does look very red.
He's getting glazed.
He looks very red.
Glazing over.
He looks good, though. Kevin
Yeah.
looks healthy. Hey, the news had a lot of fun the last couple days. Got a couple news clips for everybody. Want to hear the first one?
Oh, certainly.
All right.
It's a sausage competition that I judge.
Oh, in like sausage eating?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. King of the Kubasa and local sausage makers, they all make their best and they enter it.
I bet it's delicious.
It is. It's February 9th, 7 p.m. at Prairie Land Park. Tickets are only $25. It's for charity, and you can get tickets online at
Well, you're thinking about sausage, so.
Wow, they at least went with it. Well,
oh, man.
She logically goes, well, you were thinking about sausage, so let's go back to that. Nice.
Tickets online at Pick-a-Dick. Pick?
Well, you're thinking about sausage, so.
They did go with it.
Pick-a-Dick. Oh, my goodness. That was ridiculous, wasn't it?
We were not drinking wine today.
No, we weren't. We weren't.
Sounds like a really good event.
It is. King of the Cabasa. So go to pickadick.com.
Oh, my God. Wow.
Man.
Wow, I filled up a little bit.
They love the dick.
That was nice.
Yeah, they're picking dicks like they're a bunch of flowers or something.
What?
I'm just ribbing you. Come here.
Oh, no.
Please. Please do that to Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
One of the comments in the article ended with parentheses elbow rub.
Elbow rub.
What do you think of the Pick-a-Dick ladies?
Adorable.
They are adorable. Were they hot?
I think they were, right?
They sounded kind of hot.
They sound like they wanted the dick.
If Kathy Lee Gifford said that, you'd be like, ugh. Go away, you old hag.
You old bag.
You old hag.
Look at this.
Let's see how cute these
dick
ladies
it's
are.
a sausage competition that I judge.
Oh, in like sausage eating?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. King of the Cabasa
they're all right.
and
They got
local
youth on
sausage
their side,
makers.
man.
They all make their best and they enter it.
I bet it's delicious.
It is. It's February 9th, 7 p.m. at Prairieland Park. Tickets are only $25. It's for charity, and you can get tickets online at Pick-a-Dick. Pick? Oh, no.
Oh, my God.
Well, you're thinking about sausage, so.
Pick-a-Dick. Oh, my goodness. That was ridiculous, wasn't
We
it?
were not drinking wine today.
No, we weren't. We weren't.
Sounds like a really good event.
It is. King of the Cabasa. So go to Pick-a-Dick.
They're picking more dicks than flowers, right?
Oh, you said that, Chip.
Oh. I thought that one came too easy.
E-Rock, send me that link. I got to tweet that shit.
Pick a dick.
They're all right. They're like 6.5s.
Yeah, you know.
I would give them 6.5. With
But they
youth on
like,
their
you know,
side.
drinking the wine and shit, you know?
Yeah.
You could tell that. You go home and have a few shooters, you come back.
So I'm just moving one up a little bit. What do you do if you're on a free throw line, you're about to throw a free throw, and someone's waving flags and pom-poms and whatnot? How does that affect you?
Good question.
Thank you.
He'll like that one.
What if they're jumping up and down, yelling? How does that affect you? I got a lot of good questions.
It's a terrible question.
You think so?
And with that delivery, just going to go, where'd you...
So when you come out at halftime, if you guys are down by a whole lot of points, is your strategy to kind of slowly chip away? What's that at the lead?
He doesn't want to talk about basketball. He's had it.
He's selling his...
He wants to talk about his book.
What color is my world?
That's right,
And
Kareem
it is
Abdul-Jabbar.
The lost history of African-American inventors.
Inventions. In bookstores.
No, it says inventors.
But you get mad at this.
Oh, I'm sorry. We have it wrong.
Ah, see?
You get mad at this type of thing, don't you? You're in a
What?
quandary today.
No, I don't get mad at it.
Ann gets mad at revisionist history.
Yeah.
But this might not be revisionist history. There's a difference between actually going over things and revisionist
You
history.
go through this book, it looks like the blacks invented a lot of stuff.
Well, sure, Mr. Edison was like, hey, could you bring me that? You know, in the
boy.
lab.
Well, Mr.
Perhaps, hey, you know.
Did you know that George Crumb, C-R-U-M, invented the potato chips?
What's that?
Oh, yeah?
Yep.
But the Edison thing you said was right about him buying up the patents and all that stuff. I mean, that's just smart business.
Well,
Will you ever eat potato chips
but
again?
What's that?
Edison invented the light bulb.
Well,
Will you ever eat the potato thing?
Oh, of course.
Yeah?
They're
You all right
wonderful.
with that?
Yeah.
I fucking indulged in potato chips.
what's that?
Can't even have a conversation.
What kind?
I can't even do it.
Sure you can. What kind?
Regular.
I do like
Salt
the
and vinegar
standard.
is my favorite, though.
I like
How
the
good is salt and
regular
vinegar?
Lay's, new bags, so there's still the big ones in there.
What smells better? Yeah. When you open it, it's just like that.
Do you have
Yeah.
to? Do you have to go onion dip? I don't have to go onion
You
dip.
don't have to, but I like it.
You like
I
the
like
onion
a good
dip?
onion dip. Oh, yeah.
I like them just fucking plain, man.
Yeah?
Salt and vinegar. Nice.
Well,
I really don't eat them that much, but god damn are they good.
It's ridiculous. I could eat a whole bag.
Thank you, black person.
I will say that fucking Pringles are the best.
No, they're not real
our
potato chips.
What's that? I like to lick and sniff them. I lick and sniff Pringles.
Dude, Pringles are so overrated.
Do they rule?
I fucking never liked Pringles.
I enjoy a Pringle.
I was too bothered by the fact they were all neat.
I know.
I saw how they make them on how it's made.
Really?
Yeah, they just mash up the potatoes,
Yeah.
and then they squish it out into a mold type thing.
Yeah.
That's like what happens. It's crazy.
I fucking hate
They're
Pringles.
delicious.
I never liked them.
No, I can't stand.
I shouldn't say I hate them, but I'd go for a regular.
You know
bag.
what? They're not potato chips.
What's that?
You could tell they're made with other stuff.
Oh, okay.
They just taste differently.
Do you know what's really good? Tostitos.
They taste like chemicals.
Tostitos with a hint of lime.
Oh, you like those?
Holy fucking
the
mackerel.
the lime fucking chips.
I need some salsa with that. Salsa?
They're
You want some
so
salsa?
good, dude.
You're right with the lime.
Salsa?
thing.
Fuck, man. I had some at Bobby's house for the Super Bowl.
Oh boy, food.
Would you like salsa with your salsa?
Should we break real quick because Kevin and Kareem are back to back?
No.
Shit.
We have another news clip really fast though.
We do.
What's that?
Oh, it's our news clip segment. It was penciled in.
Massive cockfighting operation in San Diego, California Saturday and discovered nearly 2,000 cocks. The 20-acre site is believed to be one of the largest cockfighting operations in the West. The Humane Society found the cocks in cages, trees, and just trees in the ground. Authorities also seized cockfighting paraphernalia, including vitamins and sharp metal blades that are fastened to the legs of the cocks. People were arrested. And it really is horrible. Fortunately, many of those chickens...
That's the best part.
That's fantastic. Is that the video? What'd she look like?
Besides being really funny, it's just so hot to hear, man.
She fucking
rules.
Just heard the word cock and she had a chuckle.
All right, we got to see the video. We're going to have to start over on this one,
She
too.
had a chuckle at that cock.
E-Rock, let me tweet this shit, too. Got some tweeting to
News
do.
anchor giggles through cockfighting.
What is this? Nicolas Cage's new movie? Is he coming in?
Yes. 3D.
We're finally going to get Nicolas Cage after all these years.
Nick
Damn.
Cage.
Ghost Rider? Yes. All right, good.
Ghost Rider.
Right. Ghost Rider 2, you're right.
Right.
Massive cockfighting operation in San Diego, California.
This is the best
Saturday
copy we have, by the way.
Nearly 2,000 cocks. The 20-acre site is believed to be one of the largest cockfighting operations in the West. The Humane Society found the cocks in cages, trees, and just trees in the ground. Authorities also seized cockfighting paraphernalia, including vitamins and sharp metal blades that are fastened to the legs of the cocks. People were arrested. And it really is horrible. Fortunately, many of those chickens, male chickens, have been saved.
Male chickens.
Back at home, the weather has been wonderful, but if you're planning to get outdoors tomorrow for Memorial Day, will you need an umbrella?
Oh, she
Chad
likes
Johnson
that.
standing by to rescue us. Matthew, take it away, please.
Gonna do a
Thank you,
cunt
Jamie.
fighting
Well, we
story.
did luck out on the weather this weekend. It was absolutely beautiful.
Still-
But we do have some rain coming for us this week.
Coming.
I'll tell you the details. Stay with us.
Oh, my God, that rules. I like that.
Just chicks laughing about cock.
Cock and dick.
Ah, you gotta love it.
I like the dick one a little better.
Dick, cock, whatever. They're laughing.
Oh, boy, Ballbuster. It's on TV again, Giselle. Oh, boy.
Giselle.
Let's talk about that today. Kevin Smith next, and then Kareem Abdul-Jabbar in a half hour.
K-A-J.
It's rare that I get excited about a guest. This is a biggie today. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Sirius XM. You're listening to Opie and Anthony. Whether or not you're paying attention is another question.
By the way, the Super Bowl,
When is that?
most watched show ever.
Ever?
That MASH episode is moving down the list quickly.
Ah, yes.
The final MASH episode was the #1 show of all time. But now I think they're in 4th or 5th place at this point.
Behind all Super Bowls, right?
Yeah, the Super Bowls are really taking off. This was the most watched Super Bowl ever.
Ever. Yeah, you had to know this was going to be a big one.
111.3 million. Well, oh, really? You had to know?
Yeah.
Oh. Why don't you march down the hall and tell the guy?
Well, please. We know.
You didn't ask right. You said that we'd like to go to the Super Bowl.
Ah.
Talk like you're in the 40s. It's charming.
It's charming.
It's charming. Where's Kevin Smith?
He canceled.
All right. Sucks to be him.
No, it's good to be him. Lucky him.
You're right.
He's on his way, I'm sure. And then
Yes.
we got Kareem Abdul-Jabbar in minutes.
Kevin's
My
a
God.
sweetie.
My God, man.
Whose Coke is that, right where Kareem is going to sit?
Let's
Who
clean up
Coke?
the area.
Yeah, Kareem is not sitting in a hodgepodge of shite.
Yes.
Donald Trump takes the credit for Romney's caucus win in Nevada.
Wait, how does that work?
That's a big headline today.
He's right.
What do you mean he's right?
Romney had no steam going into that.
None?
Nope.
None whatsoever?
No, he had none.
What are they saying? Let me look at
That's
this.
all steam.
Trump taking all the credit for Mitt Romney's GOP caucus win in Nevada. Appearing on Fox News Monday, the Donald said his endorsement helped Romney win by nearly 30 points. His quote, "There was a lot riding on that particular race in Nevada, and it was interesting because the numbers were much, much greater than you thought. And a lot of people are giving me credit for that, and I will accept that credit." He's his best PR machine, man. The guy knows how to get people talking.
Hey, could I make a suggestion?
What
How
happened now?
about whenever a guest comes here,
Oh, no.
we open up the headphones to the position that they should be when people are wearing them?
Well,
like that.
Yep.
Because how many times have we watched a guest struggling
it's hilarious.
with the headphones, trying to get the fucking things
But-
on when they're folded up?
It's hilarious, and it gives us the upper hand.
Does it?
Yeah, because then you look at them like, oh, look, they can't even figure out headphones. Why are we nervous?
It's crazy.
Serious.
They can never fucking figure that out.
You know, Ashton Kutcher is only 34 today. Doesn't he seem like he should be a lot older?
Maybe with the fact that Demi Moore was sucking the youth out of him and sucking the gas out of whipped cream cans, apparently.
Yeah, she's in rehab. She's
She
gonna be
in the
all right.
rehab?
She's going to be all right.
Is everybody rallying at her side? What's Us Weekly saying?
They're all getting together.
What's Entertainment Weekly saying? Are they saying
They're all getting together, making sure she's all right.
Bruce Willis? Do they have a picture of Bruce looking all frazzled, like rushing somewhere, and then they superimpose a picture of a hospital behind him? Rushing to her bedside, Bruce Willis. No?
They're all at her bedside, like the whole family, the daughters, the old husband, the new guy that put her in the place because she couldn't handle the breakup.
Cosmetic surgeons are all over the hospital trying to find the daughters. Get a few bucks off those chins. Chisel them down like granite.
Just shave those
horrible
chins
things.
down. You got to think they could do that now.
They're terrible chins.
Hey, I got a rehab question for Jim Norton.
Yes, and I will hopefully have a satisfactory response.
So Demi Moore goes to rehab. I assume this
The
is...
only way is to ask God for help.
Damn.
Sorry.
Kevin Smith coming down the hall.
Son, all I've ever asked of my Marines is for them to obey my orders as they would the word of God.
Word of God.
The word of God.
I think this is her first rehab stint. The average person, how many times they go to rehab?
I honestly don't know, man.
And I asked that question because Daryl Hammond, who's coming in tomorrow, seems like he'd been to a few himself, and then we learned as recently as 2010 he was smoking crack in a crack house.
I would say once or twice.
Yeah.
As unless you're Daryl and you've gone 400 times.
A lot of times,
Kevin.
a lot of
How are
times
you,
the
bud?
first. Hey, Kevin. A lot of times the first one doesn't stick, though, right? I'm talking about
Sure.
rehab, Kevin.
And Demi Moore being in.
And Demi Moore in rehab. My question.
I understand.
Kevin just saw my sign.
What did you write?
Oh, you didn't see my sign on
You
the
wrote-
seat?
Reserved for Kareem
What
Abdul-Jabbar.
am I going to do? I'm not going to be like, well, he'll get his chance. I mean, that's adorable.
He wants to sit next to Kareem.
Jimmy's very nervous. Listen, just really quickly, because we're talking about it, I'm wondering, like, how many rehabs does it take the average person to get clean?
Well, Muse took a bit. You know, remember Muse went in and
yeah.
out. He's been clean now. He's coming up on 2 years. He's got like 600 and change.
Wow,
so he's
nice.
almost there.
Good for him.
But he's been in and out of them, and I would say, it's not like, well, it takes 5 and then you're good.
Right.
With him, sometimes he was more like, you got to do this. And he was like, all right. And he didn't choose to clean up, so it's never going to take.
It seems with the celebrities, the first one's like a throwaway. Well, let me get the first rehab out of the way.
Totally. It's kind of like if you lose a playoff game, you're like, all right, just
Yeah,
one.
yeah.
That's just one.
You don't want to lose the series.
No,
which
no.
I would assume would be your death.
Is
so.
this Demi? Or are we talking to me?
Yeah.
Well,
What
it
is
just
the
came
word? What's the word?
The word is she's in rehab in Utah.
For?
Wow.
That's it.
Well,
They-
For the Whippets?
We
the
don't
whippets
know.
and maybe a little salvia.
It's probably
You
more
could get
of a
addicted to that.
lifestyle thing. I think they're rehabbing her off of that lifestyle.
And maybe some pills.
You know?
They're hinting that she smoked the salvia, and that's why the weird 911 call and all that. No one knows for sure.
Yeah, I mean, look, on one level, you're like, hey, good for her. She's acting young. But on one level, you're like, hey, you know,
Yeah, come on.
hey, maybe like, you know, youthful, exuberant walk through the park. Or, you know, play some video games. Maybe that's the edge. I don't know if you want to
They
be.
said she was smoking something that looked like incense. Oh, you know a little bit about
weed. What's all? Yeah, I know weed. What's the matter with weed? I don't understand why people are like, I need more than this.
People need more than weed now. Like it's got to be dusted. You got to fucking.
You know what the problem is?
You
They
gotta
haven't
sprinkle it
smoked
with some shit.
or they haven't smoked recent weed. You know,
Yeah,
all
like
you have to
good
do is
new
find
weed.
like a good THC level. You don't need any of that other stuff. The idea of smoking some spices and whatnot. Come on.
They're thinking old school when you bought a 4-finger lid for $20 and it was just shit
And a bunch
shaken
of seeds and some sticks.
Yeah.
It's a whole different weed world out there. You know what it reminds me of? I went away from comics in high school because I was like, can't read comics. Comics are for kids. After high school, my friend Walt Flanagan was like, hey, man, did you ever... I talked to him one day. We're working at the rec center forever. Never talked to him. He never talked to me, really. He was one of these quiet dudes. One day, I knew he liked comics, and I saw an opening, and I had been there 8 months. And I was like, hey, man, one time when I was in high school, I wrote a report on Batman. I know you like comics. And he goes, oh, yeah? And that was about his interest level. And I was like, I'll bring it in and show it to you. And he's like, all right. Next day, I brought it in and gave it to him when I left. The next day I came into work, he gave me it back. He goes, all right, you know a few things, but this is so outdated. Like Aunt Harriet wasn't in the comics. Everything you seem to know is from the old TV show. He's going, here, you got to read this. And he gave me a copy of Dark Knight Returns. And that changed, like everything. Suddenly comics were gritty and graphic, and Batman would punch people in the face, and it wasn't hands on hips heroics. Dark choices where, he's like, do I kill the Joker? The Joker's, he spits in the Joker's dead face after spoilers. So it had taken it had taken a huge jump in my absence. And to get back to the original point, which I fucking forgot. Weed, thank you. Weed, which proves my point, had taken a huge jump in everybody's absence. If you think you know weed, you haven't smoked current weed.
Yeah.
Go out to Los Angeles, try some of that medicinal.
Everyone is saying that.
No, it's just a very
crazy.
funny tie-in with Batman back to pot. Like you take it some time off and you realize everything is different when you come back.
It's all different.
It took me long to thread the needle.
No, but
but
it makes
thank
sense.
you.
I was saying that about.
I was thinking about this motherfucker right here. We're still.
Oh, yeah.
We're good.
Yeah, go.
I've been writing Hit Somebody, and I'm on you. So when I'm writing and thinking of you, and this is it's a weird question to ask, but I want to hear a different. Let me hear some voice choices from you because I'm trying to get your voice in my head, and we could definitely go Jimmy Norton voice, but I'm looking for a sweet dude who's like Glenn Hall, who's like world-class goalie, who is just a real nice guy who would always throw up before a game. And he was like, oh, how's it going, eh? That kind of guy. I'm going to stay home, paint the barn. But I remember your Winnie the Pooh voice, which I fucking loved and made me laugh. And I was like, maybe we should get close to that like Winnie the Pooh innocence that you had in your voice.
I don't remember it. Was it like this? Hey, how old are you?
No,
Jimmy.
Wrong choice.
No, it was
Jimmy,
sweet.
are you panicking?
Try Pooh.
What did Pooh sound like?
I don't remember.
Hello. Is that too high?
Say it's we got to go to the 100-acre woods.
We got to go to the 100-acre woods.
It's not bad. Wouldn't that be a cute voice?
It would be
but that'd be
cute.
tough to commit to for an entire feature.
Wow.
We got to go to the 100-acre woods.
Does he have to speak Canadian? Little accent?
Yeah, just a little bit. We'll
Little
throw in an
bit?
A here.
A couple
or there.
A's?
Hey, we got to go to the 100-acre woods. Maybe I'll talk
Irish.
like the father in Clockwork Orange. Oh, hi.
Anyway, I'm sorry. Back to this. So
No, it's all-
she's
it's all
trapped
good.
in rehab, and this is probably for the best. At
It
this
was
point.
honestly, Kevin. It was just filler because we saw you walking down the hall. We needed to kill 30 seconds.
I got you. My
But
bad.
you turned it into something, which I appreciate.
I've been. You know me. I try. I try to develop content provider.
Right.
Content. It's all about content.
Oh, what I was saying, how things change. I went to a Knicks game last night
Yes,
for
sir.
the first time in, I couldn't tell you how long, and the world is passing me by. People are at the games with their iPads, fucking filming the action, and the presentation is over the top and loud. You can't even talk to the person next to you anymore. I don't even know the players on the court. I'm like, what the fuck happened?
Yeah.
And
It's
what
a lot
happened
of
was doing
bells
this
and
morning
whistles.
radio.
What do you mean?
like when you get up early like we do.
Oh, so you've jumped out of life, so you haven't seen the slow progression from
Yes,
and now we're quietly playing a basketball game to like wow.
Well, it goes back to your point. You kind of rest on something for a while. You come back to it. You're like, wow, there's a lot of changes. I swear to you, I used to consider myself a huge NBA fan. Hence, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar were excited. I'm sitting there going, I don't know half the fucking guys on the floor anymore.
Right.
I know the basics, Stoudemire and Carmelo Anthony, and Knicks had this new kid, Jeremy Lin, that everyone's going to be talking about in the next few weeks. Trust me on that. But besides that, I didn't know shit.
Dude, I felt I watched the Super Bowl, and this is I didn't watch it because I'm like, I like football, or I know a thing about football, or
Right.
I'm carpetbagging for football. My wife was like, we got to watch the Madonna thing, so I was like, all right. So she put it on. We watched the half midtime. See, I don't even know the terms. Whatever.
Mid-time show.
Between periods.
Mid-time show.
Between innings, they had a show.
Right.
And I was watching that, and then we kept it on, and she was watching the game, and I was doing other stuff and tweeting sometimes. But I was seriously a little bit lost because I was going back. I haven't paid attention to fucking football since I was like in grade school.
Right.
So I was asking my wife, I was like, do they still count like 5 Mississippi before they rush at the quarterback? And she looked at me like, how the fuck do I let you put your cock in me? Like, you don't know shit, man. You're no man. And I was like, I don't know. Is there... What do they do before they rush? Is there any sort of rule, or was that just
No,
Nerf
man,
football?
hike and you go.
That's it.
Oh, yeah.
So why, when we were in grade school, do we have to count Mississippi's for
That's a really good question.
Because they
none
really
of us
didn't have a defense.
Because none of us knew how to throw like Tom Brady. That's probably why.
They really had no defense, so it gave the poor little quarterback a couple of seconds to, pick
I think it's missing that edge, though. I think a game would be a lot more exciting if there was like hulking dudes who are literally going 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3.
Plus, you didn't have
terrifying.
Plus, you didn't have enough guys, so you had one rusher.
That's it. That's
versus
it.
the quarterback. Who would want to play the defense in that situation where your whole job as you're trying to have fun on a playground is to make sure that guy doesn't get to your quarterback?
So it's like an invisible line that you had that could hold them off for 5 Mississippi.
Which is about what happens in a real NFL game. They do have that 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi time to figure shit out.
How many Mississippis
it's the defense holding them back,
What's how
somebody
good
slips
defense?
through 2 Mississippi and
I would say
could that happen that quickly?
Yeah.
I would say
they sack them.
On an average play, they get 2 Mississippis in general if your line's doing its job.
So 5 would be...
That would be crazy.
An incredible defensive line.
By five, the quarterback is scrambling around like a motherfucker.
What do you mean offensive line?
The offensive line protects the quarterback.
Oh, yeah,
Wouldn't that be defensive line?
No, defensive line is charging.
No, you're right.
The defense is
I
charging.
This is why this is where I'm completely lost.
The offensive line protects the quarterback. That's the offense.
But wouldn't that, just in terms of language, wouldn't defense make more sense?
Maybe they're behaving in defensive fashion.
Then what do you call the defense?
The defense and the offense are just...
But it's pretty much the balls.
The other guys.
You're pretty much putting it toward who has the football, not who's protecting the quarterback. It's you're on offense if you have the ball. You're on defense if you don't have the ball. You're trying to defend your goal. You're not really defending. It's not about defending the quarterback.
So Tom Brady's about to throw a ball, or Eli Manning are about to throw a ball. The guy standing in front of him, that's the men who represent Mississippi.
That's the offensive line.
Offensive
line, because they're on the offensive as a team.
But I like...
probably saved me from getting beat up in a bar. I don't know. Look at this terrible defensive line.
I love your logic, though, because you know, as the offensive line, you're defending Tom Brady.
Yeah.
You might have to write the NFL.
If they could write in some storylines, they're halfway there with the costumes and the masks. Just throw in some, I'm from Gotham. They're already from cities. They already got, emblems on their chest. Throw some capes on those motherfuckers.
True. Just some capes.
You got some people watching.
Yeah.
What was your thought on the halftime show?
I mean, if that's the new 50, wow.
50,
I can't do that, any of those things. And she's bending around and fucking singing and dancing, and she's way in shape. It made me feel bad about myself. I was like, wow, if she could do that at age 50, I'm age 41, I'm going to get winded walking down the hallway here.
She's been notoriously working out, though, for years.
Yeah, that's all she
to
does.
get to that moment.
Yeah.
And I was sitting there watching it, and I like to think I got my eye on the ball or know where the puck's going and stuff. The whole time I'm watching the show, I was like, why would she want to do this? Is this just a matter of hey, man, I'm still here. Is this an ego boost?
Yeah.
And then you see what it is. She got an album out, and her old album's just all jacked up the charts, man. The whole time I'm watching her sing, what did she open with? Vogue. I'm like, why the fuck would you open with this? Vogue just shot up the fucking shit.
Yeah,
She's
yeah.
a genius. She just resold a bunch of catalog titles.
But isn't that weird that people need to be told what to buy? Like Vogue
They
is
reminded. Like, hey,
is it a
remember the
reminder? You
song?
think?
I think so.
Because
I think
everyone
it's pure
runs to
reminder.
iTunes and go, "Oh, I got to buy Vogue now."
Yeah, like I
Oh,
haven't heard
why?
that in a while.
Right? Why do you
Because
have to
the
go
second
and
you
buy
hear
it,
it, once you hear it again, you're like, oh yeah,
Yeah.
I think I'll get this.
And now that it's easy with our phones, it's like instant.
man.
Like, I'll download that.
She's a smart artist, man. She's maintained relevancy, and let's see, she started in the '80s, and we're on what was that 30 years,
man,
or more. She's been maintaining relevancy for 30 years. At
That's
least. It's tough.
that's a hell of
Longevity
a
in this
career,
business
man. Yeah.
is one thing. Relevancy is another.
Yeah.
She's found a way with one fucking TV program like Elvis in Hawaii to put herself center stage once again and have everybody go, oh, she's still the shit.
And this is how lame I am. I remember being 18 years old, college radio, and we were the hip college radio station, and they handed us this Madonna record with Borderline, I think.
Yeah, Borderline would be, well,
or Lucky Star.
Lucky Star might
maybe
be the first.
And we were cool for playing it because no one knew who Madonna was.
Oh, wow.
Exactly. That's so lame.
Well,
now that
what do you think? Maybe Burning Up was Burning Up first.
It was either Burning Up or Lucky Star.
It's so weird
I don't think
because
it
it's
was
easy to
Borderline.
take shots at her now because she acts British and puts on massive halftime football shows, but she was pretty edgy in the beginning.
We were being alternative by playing her.
Yeah, yeah.
And saying that in the year 2012 is like, ugh. But
Dude,
back then,
I was in a car out here, driving to the store to do something the other day from New York down to Jersey. Dude driving had CBS 101, CBS FM, which to me will forever sound like my grandmother dying because that's the station she lives. That and 1010 Wins will forever sound like old people and death to me because that's what my grandparents listened to. So it was always the oldies station. It was on the car, and they were playing the 60s and the 70s, and I could get behind it. They literally played Madonna like a virgin. I was like, this can't be.
Really?
This is an oldie song,
oldies.
and it counts.
Because I've said it before, all I think about when I think oldies is and that's what CBS used to play when I was a kid, and that was oldies.
Yeah.
And then you start hearing like shit, it's like, wait a minute, I was driving and fucking already
you try to pump a jam.
Back.
If you got a kid, dude, you try to pump a jam in the car where you're like, this is how we do it. And she's looking at you like, that is 20 years old, Dad. Nobody does it like that anymore.
you know what? I was going to guess 25 years. Like a Virgin is 28 years old.
That's like a virgin, which by that point she was already established. Go back to Lucky Star or Borderline.
That was 82.
82-ish about, I'm guessing, yeah.
So 30 years.
Yeah, she's been around 30 years.
Longevity, you got to give it up. And she knows, and she's one of the original marketers, man. She understood that term brand before anybody else.
Yeah,
she reinvents constantly.
And she's not ready to give the torch to Lady Gaga.
No.
That's why she wanted to do the Super Bowl, too. Like, fuck you, man. I'm doing this
Gaga
still.
would have done it better. By the way, Sam just showed me a sign. Kareem's here. Should we bring him in? No, have him wait in the lobby for a half hour.
Wait, you know what?
Bring him in.
How far away is he?
He's here.
I will jump because you guys should
stay,
really
stay.
Dude, I don't know anything about basketball.
I don't either.
Neither do I.
Me and you will talk.
All I'm
we
going to
haven't
do is
even
talk
talked
about
about
Airplane the whole time.
I know.
That'll be cool, though. We haven't talked about Comic Book Man.
It's cool. Little air after The Walking Dead. It needs no help. It'll be fine.
No.
It's after The Walking Dead. We're in a good place.
Hang out.
But this is weird. I don't want to be around an athlete.
Stay.
And I see you're going to a Devils game tonight. Huh?
I am. I'm going to go watch Devils play the Rangers tonight.
That's a good game.
Oh.
They're on fire, the Rangers.
Yeah.
Man.
But the stupid Time Warner took away my hockey.
Why?
And my basketball. Although NBA TV is picking up
They're
the
having
slack a
fights
little bit.
with,
no
Madison
MSG on my
Square Garden.
cable network.
You
My
gotta
cable
stay,
system.
If you stay at a hotel here in Manhattan, you can watch MSG.
Is that how they do that?
Carlson this morning.
How they fucking get away with that
They
shit?
took MSG away,
Amazing.
but they didn't like drop the cost of a cable bill.
No. And how about making it so the guide, I don't have to push the button to scroll down 5 times before it actually moves and then scrolls 10 spaces ahead.
Yeah.
I hate Time Warner.
So I haven't watched
FiOS is the best. I
haven't
got
watched-
that out on Long Island.
I haven't watched a lot of hockey.
Get the Center Ice package.
I did. It's kind of like Red Zone.
What do you
Oh
mean?
no, never mind. I was thinking of something else. They have something.
You can
on...
watch it on your laptop, dude. You can watch it on your
I
iPad.
should do that.
And it's the resolution's insane. It's like they go at 6400, 1800 DP. It's
They
pretty
got
sweet.
they got a show that's sort of like Red Zone in football, where they just jump around the league, and it's
Oh, this ain't even that. This is literally like you could just watch every game you
no,
want.
I know. I was mistaken for a second there. Did you watch 24/7 on HBO?
I watched last year's. I still haven't watched this year's.
Oh.
I saw pieces of last year, and then finally I got the DVD. It just came out recently and watched the whole thing.
I was going to ask you, as a filmmaker, you got to appreciate how they film that shit.
I loved it. I think HBO is masterful when it comes to hockey. Those 24/7s have been amazing. I'm not even a Philly Flyers fan,
Right.
and it's tough to not cry when you watch Broad Street Bullies.
Right.
That's an amazing documentary.
Absolutely.
Secret glue in all of those seems to be Liev Schreiber as the voice.
Right.
And that voice is pretty darn commanding.
If every game was like they filmed it for 24/7,
Yeah.
hockey would be the biggest sport in America. It is unbelievable what they do. And
Whoa. They
what
sexy it up big
Holy
time.
fuck, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
He's tall.
Stay, Kevin, please.
You gotta
He's
stay.
tall. Please.
There's Kareem. How you doing,
Hey,
sir?
Kareem. Hello.
Take a seat right
How
there.
are you, sir?
Reverence. The whole room
I
just
know.
went reverently
It just
quiet.
goes like...
We never get this quiet.
I've been on a lot of radio. I've never heard it get that quiet.
No.
That was dead air with
Just-
people going, wow.
What happened?
Hello, sir.
How you doing?
Good, very good.
That's
Good,
Kevin
good.
Smith,
Pleasure.
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Jim Norton. You might know Jimmy.
We met once.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Good.
Okay.
I just went to a basketball game last night.
Do you watch now, or do you kind of get sick of it after you retire? Like you just don't want to see it anymore?
You go through phases with it, really. You know, you go back and forth and get curious about it, and certain players. So.
How long was it since when you retired? How long was it before you could actually go to a game and enjoy yourself, where it didn't feel like I should be doing that?
Geez, I don't know. I can't even remember. You know, there was so much burnout from a 20-year career that I had to get some space in there.
So you wanted to kind of take it. What did you do when you first walked out? Like when you're first done, and like what's like? I got to do this to kind of keep my mind off the fact I'm not playing now.
No, just being able to do what you wanted to do, and if you didn't want to do anything, not do anything. That was great.
It's probably nice to do nothing.
Yeah,
That's
for a
probably
while.
the answer.
For a while, and then
Yeah.
the boredom, or just lack of activity will get to you, and you got to figure out what you're going to do with the rest of your life.
Yeah, what did you find to fill up that? Because I guess there would be a void after the excitement of playing in the NBA. What did you find that kind of filled that?
For me, I'd basically missed out on a lot of what my kids were doing as they grew up while I was playing. And for me, getting some makeup time in that area of my life was very important.
Are there regrets that you couldn't get that part back? You could make up for it on the tail end, but were there any regrets?
It bothered me that there were certain things that I just wasn't there for. And there was nothing I could do about it. I just remember with my dad. My dad was a police officer, and he worked around the clock. His shift changed.
Yeah.
So there were weeks that went by when I didn't see. The only person I knew that was my dad was some guy that was sleeping in the bedroom there where my parents slept, and I didn't have a chance to interact.
Tell you the truth, that's a lot of us. I think remember Dad like that.
Yeah.
Just kind of asleep.
A lot of I know guys that their dads worked down at the docks. They didn't see him.
Never saw him.
Yeah.
Wow, man. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a kind of a weird time though to grow up also, because I think dads were a lot more separated from the kids,
just because of what they had to do to earn a living.
Yeah. Now you obviously in basketball, a lot of people would probably think, well, you don't get as much time with the kids and the family, but wow, you're a superstar basketball player, not realizing, hey, I'm a human too, and I'd kind of like to spend some time with my kids.
And, your kids are special to you. You want to see them get all the benefits.
Yeah.
Oh, they're grown up now.
They're all out of college. And
yeah. Any basketball players?
No, my oldest son played. He played at college. He was a good college player, but he didn't make it into the NBA.
A lot of pressure on him, I bet you.
Probably, yeah, and with my name.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's got to be rough.
Yeah.
Didn't the NBA too? They just said no more high school graduates directly into the NBA, and it's like people are like, well, they want them to get an education, but is it that they want them to get an education, or they just don't want the colleges getting cut out of the money that they make from the sports programs? You think?
I think everybody would benefit from them not letting kids go straight from high school into the pros. The kids benefit. the colleges benefit and the pros benefit because they don't get these immature guys that think that they're rock stars now. You know,
a lot of guys blow through the money, right?
They blow through it, or they spend it on crazy stuff.
I think the maturity level is probably pretty important too. You know,
important.
Man, if I think back at high school, given that opportunity to make that much money and be in the public eye, and the women and everything, you could really screw your life up.
And it would be tough to say no to that, knowing you could be making millions.
Impossible to say no to.
That's the problem.
Impossible.
Right.
How long were you in it before the temptation was no longer tempting? To because again, you get everything just thrown at you. Like you said, the women. Did it take a year or two to kind of settle in? Where you're like, all right, well, this is kind of the way it is.
It was like a brave new world. I'd never done anything other than play basketball. Starting in high school, really.
Yeah,
is that when it began, sir? When did you start playing ball?
Fourth grade.
Fourth grade. So at that point, are you?
But in fourth grade, it's just part of a lot of other things that I did, and actually at that point, I wanted to play baseball.
Really?
How tall were you in fourth grade?
Don't remember, but I was always taller.
You were a 12-pound baby. I read that recently. 12 pounds and like 22 inches or something. Like you were a very large kid. So
yeah,
I was not.
Yeah, that's
hence the disparity.
A little obvious there, Jimmy.
We took a photo together, and your tie is longer than my torso.
Oh my God.
In the picture, which is a reflection on my torso, not your tie. I loved your documentary, by the way, on the Wrens. It's called On the Shoulders of Giants.
Yeah.
The greatest team you never knew. Is that what it is?
Greatest team you never heard of.
You never heard of.
Right.
About the Harlem Wrens. And can you describe that a little? Because it's on DVD now in stores. But I loved
on
it.
DVD, you can get it just about anywhere: Target, Walmart, BAM, Best Buy. But it's about the early days of professional basketball in the 1920s and 30s, and the best team in the country played right here in Manhattan at the Harlem Renaissance Casino and Ballroom. It was a dance hall uptown, and they used the dance floor as their home court. And they were the best team in professional basketball, but they were going against the whole idea of segregation, so they didn't get a chance to play any of the best teams for anything that counted. But finally, in 1939, there was a tournament that they held in Chicago that invited all of the best professional teams, regardless of race. So the Globetrotters and the Wrens were invited, and the Wrens played the Globetrotters in the semifinals, beat them, and beat the Oshkosh All-Stars in the finals.
Wouldn't they play the Celtics, too? Wasn't that like a thing that they would do every year or every
They played
year?
the Celtics a lot, but by that time, the Celtics had faded. They weren't really doing very well at that point. Joe Lapchick's team. Everybody thinks of the Boston Celtics, but the original Celtics, they were a New York team also.
I didn't know that.
Joe Lapchick's team, and they were great, but they had faded by that point, by the mid to late 30s, and the Wrens really were the best team in professional basketball.
And I just want to add, Harlem Globetrotters, people forget it was a real team before they became what they are now.
Yeah.
Why, they're not real now?
Well,
they're a show.
But no, they played like serious a serious schedule against teams that could beat them. It wasn't the Washington Generals.
No, that all changed, but there was a time the Harlem Globetrotters were a real basketball team that were real good.
What people don't realize, and it's been a lot of fun for me to remind people of this, the Harlem Globetrotters are from Chicago. They're not from New York.
Why would they give it that? Did they just think that was a more defining name?
Yeah, and in those days when they started, the Globetrotters started it in the late 20s. If you said Harlem, people knew it would be a black team. So Abe Saperstein decided to use that name, although I guess the South Side Globetrotters.
Did the same ring as the Harlem Globetrotters. And you've been named recently too, because you're out of basketball now, and you've been writing. How many books have you written since you've been out?
7.
Wow.
And they're your memoirs, and I know the most recent one is a children's book,
right?
Which
it's
we have.
Called What Color Is My World, and it's about the lost story of African American inventors who have made so many things that we take for granted and use every day. We don't realize that Black Americans invented these things.
Why is it lost history, you think?
I think that because of the fact that a Black American did it, it was like either suppressed or ignored. The fact that they came from a minority community here in America. The dominant cultural group really kind of tries to take credit for everything.
Right.
So
so they pushed a lot of this stuff down.
Yeah, and so gender and color really affect how people are viewed. especially in a time when they were doing these remarkable things.
It affects people's pride directly when you kind of diminish what they bring to the table and take their ideas.
I'm so happy you said that. I've been dealing with a lot of that in this very studio. It's really beginning to annoy me. So I'm happy that this was brought up. Thank you, Kareem. But does that? I mean, that's got to create. Oh, by the way, a book signing tonight. There will be a line, so get there early. 6 o'clock, Barnes & Noble on Warren Street here in New York. And you can buy a copy of
one of the
Kareem's
last
book.
remaining bookstores, by the way.
They're going away fast.
It's unbelievable.
I think that's a shame.
It is.
It is.
It's all Kindles now, though. It's fast.
Yeah.
It's cheaper.
But still, I like just holding a book.
I do too, because I can get it signed. You can't get a Kindle signed.
No,
it just begins to look silly, and you can't read over it. But it's kind of like a cool just pop-up book, and we just got them this morning. And I saw a video of Hillary Clinton. You were so good, such a good plug, because you're a cultural ambassador now for the U.S. And there was at Hillary's press conference, Kareem had his signed a jersey for, and then very cleverly held up his book, which I thought was just a genius plug.
That's good.
That was one of the better ones I've seen done.
Yeah, I told Hillary she could read it to her grandchildren, and then I realized I'm putting pressure on Chelsea there. So I should apologize to Chelsea. I'm not trying to interfere.
Were you nervous when that happened? That's all I was watching you as she walks in. I'm like, that would be petrifying to have to stand there with the Secretary of State.
No, actually, I met the Clintons some time ago, back in the mid-'90s, and they're great people. So I wasn't too uptight about it, because they're very gracious people. And
you've been very involved over the years with community affairs and the Clintons and being this ambassador. What does that entail? What do you?
I'm a cultural ambassador, so I'm just going to talk up what the United States is all about and put in a positive word for our take on democracy and human rights. And I'll be teaching a little bit of hoops on the side there. And that usually gets into the mix.
Do you, cause there was always a weird, because you were here, we're interviewing you, and you're fun to talk to, and they're always like, oh, he's hard with the press, he had a bad relationship with the press. Was that just a bunch of unhappy sports writers kind of putting that label on you because they weren't getting, or they had expectations that you weren't fulfilling to talk to them?
I didn't fulfill their expectations, and basically what happened to me was, while I was in college, Coach Wooden told me don't talk to the press, there's too many of them, they want too much from you, don't talk to them. So my whole attitude when I got into the professional ranks was not very positive, and I tried to avoid them. I consciously just tried to keep it to a minimum, and that was very frustrating for them.
That's smart on your part, I think.
Yeah,
right?
probably, but nowadays the press and professional athletes they work together.
Right.
Yeah. You have to give them some access.
Right.
A whole lot of college programs now make their guys take 20 minutes after a game or so and deal with it, and they're going to be asked embarrassing or uncomfortable questions. But if you're going to go into the professional ranks, that's what you have to deal with.
But all eyes are on you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I mean, the other players you came up with and played with, they didn't get the attention you did. A couple other guys, but it was you.
Yeah,
and that had to be exhausting after a while.
Let's see, 7 in a row. I was on the front end of 3 in a row.
Right.
So, we had an inordinate amount of attention just focused on us, and people wanted to talk to us, and it just got to be overwhelming.
And because of your height, you can't hide. So
no, I've never been able to hide.
When's the last time, I want to ask too, when's the last time you were able to go somewhere where nobody knew who you were?
Oh, God.
Can you remember the last thing that you were able to do where you were just a guy going to do something?
Probably when I was in 7th or 8th grade. Right. I used to go to Yankee Stadium and see the Giants. I'm so happy to see them win. Win on Sunday. It was
it was a good game too.
Yeah, it was.
Because he was in the spotlight. Were you in the spotlight in junior high for basketball? I know
Starting
certainly
9th grade, really.
9th grade, right? Because I know high school he was like LeBron James. He couldn't go anywhere.
Well, I went to 8 grades of grade school and then started high school 9th grade.
Wow.
So my first year in high school, I was in 9th grade. I played, and I made honorable mention All City. So it started at that point.
You go to a high school on the west side?
Yeah, 61st Street in Amsterdam, Power Memorial.
Right where we live, close to where we live.
A few blocks away.
Yeah. What do you think of the NBA nowadays?
I think they've done a great job marketing everything and being able to make the sport grow in places where you never thought. I just got back from Brazil.
Right.
And kids down there playing it. They're starting to think of it in same terms as soccer down there, and that's a major achievement, to get into the consciousness of young people worldwide like that. China, it's very popular. game's just growing. So I think the NBA's done a great job marketing itself.
Why did no one else figure out the sky hook? Magic Johnson almost with the baby hook, they called it,
Yeah.
whatever. But since you, no one is trying that shot.
I just think it's something that's fallen out of fashion. If anybody had like some sense and looked at things, they'd shoot a shot that nobody could block.
Right.
But
But we've all tried it. We've all been on a basketball court trying that. That's ridiculous. It's the touch you need for that shot.
It's not really that. You just got to get used to the mechanics of it.
Yeah.
Once you become familiar with it, it's really easy. And I was able to use both my hands.
It was unstoppable.
Damn.
So
Yeah.
It was amazing.
that made it difficult for people to guard me, because they couldn't play me on one side and take one side away. I'd go the other way.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just, and I think young kids aren't learning it. Coaches don't know how to show somebody how to shoot it and work on the mechanics of it.
It's also your shot, too, because I don't think there's any shot that's as signature to one person as that is to you. And people think, you're just trying to be Kareem. You're doing Kareem's shot. I mean, that's your shot.
But actually, I learned it because of George Mikan.
Really?
There was a drill I did that was his drill that he did right in front of the basket, where he worked on using the glass in either hand.
Right.
And it's an ambidextrous drill. You work on it. And basically, my hook shot was my take on that drill, on
wow,
how I learned how to use that drill. And it had nothing to do with me inventing it.
Do you secretly not want your record to be broken? Because, I mean, I know athletes respect each other, but, I mean, it is an amazing 38,000-plus point record, and it looks like there's
You don't
nobody.
want that broken.
I don't know if Kobe has enough.
Kobe's going to fall short.
I don't know if he's got enough, but do you want that to kind of stand, or would you be okay if someone broke it?
I'd be okay if somebody broke it, but I'm kind of comfortable now, knowing that it's going to be difficult, because they make so much money now. By the time they're 32, they're like, I made enough money. I don't need this. I played till I was 42 years old.
Wow, yeah.
Were you encouraging Jordan to play baseball? Like, as he was getting closer, we're like, give a hell of a swing.
Well, I knew he wouldn't play baseball very long because he couldn't hit the curveball. So,
And a giant, strike zone on Jordan.
Didn't they not? Don't they not give a bigger guy a bigger strike zone though?
I
Like
think
there was a
do.
midget that played one at bat, and the strike zone was impossible. So he walked on 4 pitches, and they changed that. I'm boring everybody.
I think the strike zone.
Eddie Gaedel.
Yes, very
Wow.
good. He has to go, unfortunately.
Yeah, Kareem has to his other press.
We want to ask you about old school Bruce
Lee
stuff,
Do
airplane.
you watch mixed martial arts?
Sure, yeah.
You like MMA?
That's how Bruce trained. He wanted to incorporate everything. He said everyone should train in a way that is dictated by their athletic ability and size and everything. That should be the way, and you take from all of the different martial arts to make something that's unique to you and your skills.
Because there's a scene in Game of Death where he knocks you down, and then he tries to lock. It almost looks like he tries to heel hook you. And I noticed that in one of his movies, but he tries to break your foot with both of his feet. And I was like, that's like something you see in MMA now.
That scene there ends where he chokes me out on the ground, which is basically mixed martial arts.
Do you still train?
No, I try to do some yoga and stay in shape. I haven't really worked out.
Meditate.
Training.
Yeah. You stayed in shape. Oh, my God.
Yeah.
You mean your
You're
career?
ageless, sir.
Yeah,
you
yeah,
really
yeah,
are.
that
Eternally young.
Yeah.
There's a
Just trying to
portrait of
stay
you in a
healthy.
house somewhere. That's getting old, but you are not.
It's kind of creepy, right?
Yeah, it's not creepy. It's just like, man,
That's
it
a
makes you go
compliment,
like,
by the way.
I want to look this young when I get older.
I do the elliptical. I mean, I don't do a whole lot of martial arts training, but I try to play a little iPad chess on the elliptical. A couple athletes bonding.
We unfortunately have to let Kareem go.
Who I love. The book signing is tonight. The book is called What Color Is My World? It's a lost history of African American inventors, and it is a children's book, so it's great for kids. Tonight, 6 o'clock, Barnes & Noble. It's on Warren Street here in New York. The documentary, which I did see and I did love. There's brilliant stuff done with
I want to
photos.
copy this.
Like what Ken Burns?
Yeah.
It's that type of stuff with photos where
Yeah.
it brings these pictures to life about the Harlem Wrens. It's called On the Shoulders of Giants. And, of course, Kareem is a cultural ambassador for the U.S., which I just thought was great.
Anybody's curious about any of that stuff, they can go on my website, KareemAbdul-Jabbar.com. They can find out about it and if they want to get it.
And KAJ33 on Twitter.
Right.
All right, very
Great,
good.
man. Thanks
Great
so
Kareem.
much for coming in.
Yeah,
My pleasure.
absolutely.
Great talking with
Good
you guys.
And Kevin's going to continue with us?
Yeah.
Kevin
Kevin,
Smith
hang out.
next. Stay there.
For Black History Month, the Opie and Anthony Show recognizes some of the individuals whose contributions have shaped the African American community and changed all of us for the better. On this day, we recognize professional wrestling great 5-time world champion Booker T. Booker T has brought pride to the black community through his many accomplishments, all achieved wearing very tight pants. But it was not his title victories that celebrated his heritage as much as it was his microphone technique.
And after we take Lex Luger in the job, we want the gold, sucker. Hulk Hogan, we coming for you, nigga.
Who knew Hulk Hogan was black? Stay tuned as we continue to recognize significant African American contributions for Black History Month here on the Opie and Anthony Show.
Sirius XM. Yeah, this is the Opie and Anthony Show.
We got Kevin Smith in studio. Got a dummy on Twitter, or a dummy on instant feedback. He writes, "Hey, yo."
Both.
He goes, "Kevin Smith for what? 20 minutes now? Kareem in studio? I mean, come on, dude. I know you don't care anymore, but this is crazy. I was just getting into Kevin Smith. He hasn't been on in a long time.
What an asshole!
What an idiot that's right here.
Kevin's mic has to be on there.
What an idiot!
Can I join?
Of course, Kevin came in at 8, and we had Kareem Abdul-Jabbar at 8:30. So you got to stop everything to talk to Kareem for a while, and then knowing we're going to go back to
step
Kevin.
aside for a legend. You know what I'm saying? That man's a living legend. And we were just talking about in the break. This is a dude who, when you watch him, he has the quiet grace of one of the lucky few whose dream came true beyond measure. And then he eventually had to put it down and start a whole new life. You know, you always look at people that like, oh, they wanted to do this and they got it. But then they say that athletes and beautiful women die 2 deaths. And, you know, because sooner or later, that thing that fuels you, you got to give up.
Right.
So it's amazing to watch a dude sit there with quiet, statesman-like grace. Know that he achieved his dream and eventually had to put it on a shelf.
His amazing career ended at 42.
Yeah.
That is so fucking young. You start realizing when you get a little older. He's
been out for 20
And when he talked about it, he was playing, that's why I was asking, what grade did you start playing?
Fourth grade.
He's 4th grade. 4th grade, and like, you know, who knows when the dreams of playing pro starts
Oh,
setting
no.
in.
By 9th grade, I read a lot on Lou Alcindor when he was Lou Alcindor back
That's what I
then.
wanted to ask, too. When I was a kid, I had these little, like, I don't know what it was called. It was this, like, I think Kenner or Hasbro made it, or Mattel. It looked like a walkie-talkie. It was brown, and it had a back pocket, and you put these little records into it. And the records had pictures on them, and there was one for Bobby Orr, and there was one for a basketball player named Lou Alcindor. And you'd put these in, and they would play, and you would listen, like kind of like a C&C, to a pre-recorded sports story of like a minute long that was like, Lou Alcindor, and they gave you a complete biography, and then it would end with, Lou Alcindor, and you would hear the crowd go, wow.
I totally...
On a little record.
Do you have a bare recollection of that toy?
I haven't thought about that forever, but yes. Now I need to know the name of that. I had that.
A primitive iPod. That only did sports, 1 minute sports segments. But that was, I mean, you step aside for living legend like that. That dude's like Stan Lee, like one of these people. It's just like, he's been here. How old did you say he was?
He's 64.
Okay, 64. He's seen a lot of history, and he's been living history. He stands there before he was living history.
By the time he was in 9th grade, they pretty much knew he was going to be a pro basketball player for real. They knew that early with him. So, and then at 42, you have to say goodbye and then figure out the rest of your life.
This is my one observation from being in the room with him.
Yeah.
He does not. He's over hearing how tall he is.
I know.
Oh, you could pick that up in a second.
He never wants to hear somebody be like, what's the weather like? Or Jesus, you're tall. Or what the
man.
He's just like, I'm 64. I've been hearing this since I was 9.
Yeah.
Stop it.
He's like, yeah, I'm tall.
You gotta think if he's 64, he's lost a couple inches, and he almost hit the ceiling in here.
Not only does he not look like he didn't lose, we said it in front of him. He fucking looks ageless.
I
know, that is true.
He's surreal looking in person. Like when he comes in, you feel like there's a man being carried in on something.
Yeah.
Like he's that large.
I said it looked like the guy from the Close Encounter ship. The last guy that comes out, bang.
I was going for the quiet grace of Chewie.
Well, okay.
He had a real Chewie-like statesmanship.
Was it Pat from Menaki? Was it the GAF or the GAF Viewmaster?
It wasn't. I remember the GAF or the GAF Viewmaster, but that was more of a visual-oriented toy that you looked into. Some of the GAFs could project. This was strictly, I believe, is Mattel, hard plastic, brown and like dark orange in color. It had a speaker in the front. I forget what the design was. It had this push button thing on the side.
I remember
that
this
was
damn
half
thing.
a white disc of some sort. You would push it in, and that would play the record inside. And it was just the one I had, just sports
Not,
stories.
Someone's saying Sports Talk by Tops, but
That's not it.
Yeah, all right. Well, hey, I want to make sure people know about your new project. It's called Comic Book Men. Starts Sunday at 10 p.m. on AMC. It's a reality show, right?
Yeah, it's
based
set
around
at
the comic
Stash,
book store.
yeah, down in Red Bank. It's fucking dope. I pitched. I was like, let's do Pawn Stars in a comic book store.
Yeah,
and because for me, I felt like you watch those shows every once in a while. If you're a geek, somebody brings a comic book or a toy, and you're like, that fucking. I wish the whole episode was this. and so this show, I was like, let's do a show that the whole episode is that. And the cats that put it together, AMC, Original Media, Lisa's our producer, and the boys themselves, they put together a much better show. It's actually kind of like Clerks meets Mallrats, the reality series, because you're behind the counter with the dudes, and they're always talking about geeky shit, and then transactional stuff in the store. But it's pretty dope, man. I stayed out of it. I come in for you know how you watch reality shows, motherfuckers talk at the camera like, I hated this fucking prick and I wanted to punch him. We don't do that kind of thing. In order to set up the stories, it's framed like this. There's 5 of us sitting around a table with mics and whatnot, and we're recording a podcast. So I'm like, what happened this week at the store? And then they kind of frame all the stories that way. So we don't have any of that down the barrel.
Gotcha.
And because of that, it plays a little more like a narrative, maybe a little bit more like a film or something like that. And that's that AMC edge. It's a dope show, but like I said, if it don't work where it is, like they're putting it right after The Walking Dead. If it don't work there, it doesn't belong on television because that's what a lead-in. It's an amazing fucking
They
lead-in.
gave you that spot.
It was pretty damn sweet. Originally, the show was meant to be something to, like, when The Walking Dead went off the air, they'd have something to put on that geeks would tune into. But they liked the show, and they were like, we're going to pair it with The Walking Dead. So we're getting lucky, man, real lucky. And even if it doesn't go beyond the season, my boys, my friends, I could turn on AMC, the channel that I watch, network I love, and see literally fucking my friends, dudes I grew up with.
That's so cool.
It's so fucking awesome. That came from podcasting.
Right.
Like, that's based on their podcast,
Right.
Tell 'em Steve Dave.
More importantly, it was called the Mattel Instant Replay Mini Record Player.
Is there a picture of it? You
No,
see?
but it's coming in so much, it has to be true.
It's got to be true. It had the white button on the side, and it had a Bobby Orr record. It had a Lou Alcindor record, and I forget who the football guy was.
Lou Alcindor record.
It looked like a record. It was this small.
It was tiny. Didn't the record? It stuck halfway out too, right?
Yes,
couldn't
when
get
you
the
put
whole
it
thing
in, you can watch it spin.
I remember this thing.
Oh, watch it spin. That was
I think they had it for
Could
all.
use, I'm sure ladies or girls, young women used it as proto vibrator.
Device.
Like whenever you saw like that shoe buffer in a hotel when you were a kid, you're like, I'd like to stick my dick on that. And when you grow up and you get your own shoe buffer, you're like, it's time.
Yeah,
I thought that when I would see a guy actually shining shoes in an airport.
I'd like to stick my dick in
Yeah, I would
that.
just rub my cock on his hand.
He's already bent over.
I think we got to go back to the Kareem thing.
Go ahead.
I've been thinking about
it's
it a little
interesting.
bit.
Go ahead.
You
And
think?
without, I think
Kenny
you could
ran
do
in
it
here and
without
said-
bashing anybody.
Kenny ran in here and said that Kareem was getting a talking to, and then we all looked down the hall, and he was. He was getting a talking
That
to
was
right
a
down the hall by
lambasting from what I saw.
By, I guess it's a PR person.
Yeah.
I'm thinking publicist.
The
And
way
I'm like,
these
no
dudes
one's-
reacted, apparently, he would like the color went out of Opie's face. He was just like, Kareem's getting yelled at.
It was fucked up. He was standing in the
No
hall.
one yells at Kareem.
And there was
Especially
yelling
whoever this
going
person
on.
And then I realized, wait,
Yeah.
he could take care of himself. He doesn't need my shit.
But here's some
Can he
fucking...
take care of himself? He's a gentle soul. That's
Yeah,
the thing. Like,
that's
you,
true.
and you
Right.
talk to him, he's kind of like,
Yeah.
I don't want no fuss, or you know,
Is
you
that-
could see him taking it rather than being like, shut up.
Is that her right there?
No.
Oh, because now
That's Roland.
He must like her,
They
though,
looked
because
alike,
I
though.
think she's been with him for a while, so she must do.
Kenny said something. Roland said something.
What was she
Roland,
dressing him down about?
Roland told me you need to get Spencer on the air. Supposedly she was banned from this building. She's like a problem. Where's
just-
Kenny and where's Roland?
She was very. I think she was annoyed at the line of question, what she doesn't understand, and this is just. But I think as a publicist, she should kind of. We're talking to Kareem about the skyhook, and he was great. The skyhook and martial arts and all this stuff.
Which, P.S., when that happened, he lit up.
He was happy
like,
to
you
talk
could
about
you
it.
could sit there, listen to him, and he was very eloquent on everything. But when he talked about the skyhook, there was a certain energy there that
Right.
hadn't been present in the entire interview because he's like, Oh, great. Yeah, like I like talking about
his
books.
passion, yeah.
Well, what PR people don't understand is, of course we're going to get to the new project, but if you just talk about the new project the whole time, you're going to lose listeners. So what you try to do is we have to make it interesting for our audience. We don't want to lose them, and then that means you're going to, have more people listening about the book.
And also,
logically, it makes sense, right?
You can't just talk about the book for 20 minutes. It's a kid's book. Now, are there plenty of parents out there that would buy it? Honestly, yeah. But we're also marketing this to people who are like me. I'm not a parent, but you know what? I would absolutely go and buy this to have Kareem sign it. I bought books I wasn't going to read. Henry Winkler, the first time I met Henry Winkler, I bought his book just so he would sign it. It's a kid's book. A lot of people do that because they like the artist or they like the person.
Yeah.
So it's like we're also interviewing you for his fans who will go out and buy the fucking book.
And somebody
stand
sitting
online
there,
for him to sign it.
Somebody sitting there listening to that Skyhook story is just like, oh my God, I remember if you're old enough and you got some kids, you're going, I remember watching them do that. Man.
Yeah.
I liked listening to them talk about that. You're more inclined to jump onto Amazon and buy the book.
Of course.
Publicists never quite understand.
They don't, no.
This is something I've always believed in. You come in, the less you talk about what you're quote-unquote there to promote, the better it is for it. All you have to do, your only job is to go in there and be interesting. Because if you're interesting,
They're gonna look
then
you
they'll
up.
start looking you up and whatnot. But when you go in pushing something down their throats, people are immediately like, I'm being sold.
Turned off. Yeah.
I watched the interview you
hard
guys
sell.
did with Paris Hilton.
She was a delight.
God.
Oh my God, it was painful.
Oh.
And it's just like, in this transaction, nobody wins. You guys won because it's a good video.
Yeah.
But she don't win. Nobody's going to buy that book when she
No.
sits there all truculent.
Her reality show.
Terrible.
And it got knocked off
It was
the
the
air.
reality show.
Did you get to the part of Daryl Hammond's book about Paris
Yes,
Hilton?
where she was the biggest twat who
She was the
hosted
biggest
SNL.
twat that ever hosted SNL. Didn't want to meet with the writers, like these Emmy Award-winning writers. I guess the process with SNL, you're the host, you come in, and now you go from
They pitch
office
you
to
ideas.
office, and they got these ideas, and they have won all sorts of awards. They're trying to make you look good. And she was, Daryl Hammond overheard her saying, how many more of these do I have to do?
She really is the vapid cunt that you think she's going to be.
Oh, yeah,
I hate to say that. I wish she wasn't.
I watched
I don't
every
hate
minute
saying
of
it.
that video because you were fucking trying, dude.
Ah,
it was
yeah.
valiant how much you were putting into it because it would have been so easy within the first minute to just be like,
all right.
fuck this and start cutting and running.
We were
But
trying to be on our
kept
best
going,
behavior.
Because she's an easy target. Like,
Yeah.
it doesn't take much to berate Paris Hilton. So I'm like, fuck it. Let's give her a real interview. Be nice to her. Try to say that
Don't
people
be what she
misread it.
expects.
Yes.
She walked into the room and she expected a bunch of dudes
She
being like,
sucks.
woo, woo,
She
woo.
sucked, dude.
She sucked.
She stunk.
She
Kenny,
gave nothing.
But
But
let's get back to the current day. Did you have a thought? I'm sorry.
Kareem, on the other hand,
Oh,
gave
okay.
something in
He was
regards to the doc. It was
Right.
interesting in regards to the book. But no doubt, when he started talking about the Skyhook,
He was into it. His
he
eyes
lit
lit
up. He lit
Yeah.
up.
But you also notice he doesn't like talking about his height.
Except very,
yeah.
very true. And, I mean, look, he wasn't a tough man to read by any stretch of the imagination. Stay away from the height. Let's talk about
But it's
the Skyhook.
hard not to say something. Kenny, what happened? Don't hold back. What did you hear after the interview?
Nothing. I was just taken back of the way that lady took Kareem aside and was like,
She was yelling at him, right?
Yelling
Or
at him,
scolding
about,
him.
You don't
Yeah.
talk about the Skyhook. You don't talk about fourth grade. All you talk about is the book. That's what we're here to promote is the book.
I think that's bad advice.
That's
very bad.
the
Terrible
worst,
advice.
That's worse advice than yes, Adolf. You have a good idea to go into Germany and it's cold out.
But she
I
wasn't-
meant to say fucking Russia. God damn history jokes. I always blow them.
but it was the way she was saying it. She was yelling at him.
Eric's got a better story than me.
Eric, what happened?
I'm sorry, I was just watching him and see if he was getting yelled at again as he came out of Shade 45.
Where are they now?
They're in the hallway right here next to us.
Oh, I just want to look at
What's
it.
she
It's
doing?
Kareem.
She's on the phone. There he is.
But
And
that's
she's
just
looking
her.
over the legal agreement.
What?
That's smart before they sign it. She wants to make sure.
She should be very happy though because his segment turned into almost a double segment. He's not even here
Yeah,
and he's
see?
getting some ink.
Right.
Exactly.
Go buy Kareem's book. Where is it being signed tonight?
Fucking Kareem.
Barnes and
I just
Noble.
tweeted it. Barnes and Noble on Warren Street. It literally, it
What
is
a
hard.
class act, an unbelievable class.
He was
act.
great. He didn't mind talking about any of that stuff.
What? Eric, you have a story though? What did she do to you?
She was
She was in there with you?
Yeah, and she was bitching and complaining the second she walked in here.
Oh.
You were only 3 minutes into the interview,
Right.
and she was saying, they're past 7 minutes already. We got to wrap this up. And to the credit of the blonde publicist that was here, who was trying to control the brunette publicist, she was saying, they just started talking. We've got time. Don't worry about it. And then when, again, you brought up him in junior high, the Skyhook, so all the stuff that wasn't book-centric, she kept going, why are they talking about this? Why is he talking about that? And then she started saying, I need to speak to every host from the next interviews that we do to let them know what they can and can't talk about.
Oh, yeah. Hosts love that, by the way.
Please get her in.
Oh, do hosts love that?
Out of respect for him, I won't yell at her because for whatever reason, he has her. And she didn't yell at us.
He didn't look happy after the dress down.
I mean, whatever. That says he wants to conduct business, fine. But in my perspective, you let him go in and talk to what makes him happiest.
Right.
And that'll sell whatever you're trying to sell.
I think that he probably doesn't understand.
Look, she just gave us a look.
He doesn't understand probably what a bad job she's doing for him in that way.
Roland's handling some
Either
stuff
that or
there.
he wants a pit bull, too.
Maybe.
Somebody to go in and be like, get me in and out.
Roland, what do you know about this lady? She's
a twat.
intense.
Oh, Jesus.
Really?
Well, what's going on?
She's the worst.
What, like,
No,
what?
she goes, oh, that was such a great interview, and there's such a difference.
She just said that?
Yeah.
Get her in
What,
here.
on the other interview?
Please get her.
No.
At one
It's not like
point,
we mentioned AIDS and Magic Johnson.
No, we gave a better interview.
Wait,
I don't know what Sway's interview.
She walked out of the Sway interview
To Kramer.
saying like that was so much better. Why? Because was it all about the book?
What? No, probably not.
It's probably because it was a black host interviewing him about black. But again,
it was short. That's
it was
probably
very
why.
short. But that's a publicist giving terrible advice.
Yeah.
Because again,
Oh,
if you don't understand that we
that's
have
fair.
a really large audience, and our audience would like to hear from Kareem, and sure, we mentioned the book. He also wanted that other thing plugged, and I was happy to plug that, and I actually saw it.
Yeah. I want a copy of that. Anyone have a copy of that?
Do you have a
You have a
copy? I
copy
might
of
still
that?
have my copy. Sure.
Worst publicist ever?
Yeah.
Yeah,
probably
she's
the top
rough.
one, because that's her only client's Kareem.
And what? She got banned from the building last time or something, you're
Yeah,
telling
they
me?
threw her out.
They threw her out for what?
She barged in for
Yeah,
interviews.
she was getting ready to start coming in
if
here.
Anthony has a question.
Oh, I wish she came
She would
in.
have barged in.
God, I wish
So,
she
but-
came in.
I felt bad because I just let her in there with Eric so she could torture Eric.
I had to scream and get Roland
That
in
was
here
like 5 minutes off.
to run interference on this lady because she was leaning over the board here. And, you know, when we
bad.
have to wrap up, the publicist say we have 5 minutes, whatever. I tell, you know, you guys
Yeah.
in your headphones, hey, we have 5 minutes or he has to go. So, you know, she kept saying, well, why aren't they wrapping up? Jimmy would ask another question and she'd start losing her shit. And then Jimmy would keep
my
talking again.
God.
They're not plugging the book. Why does he keep going on about this? I think this is around the time when you started asking about talking about the Skyhook. And she goes, you need to tell them. So I'm pretending I'm hitting the buttons that I'm telling you guys in the headphones. And I kept telling her, I'm like, I don't know what you want me to do. I told them, they know. And she's sitting there and she goes, well, what are we going to do? The hosts aren't listening to you. And I said, there's nothing we can do. Right?
She went to barge in here.
She goes,
I
well,
was like,
how do we go in there and stop this? I go, we don't.
What are we doing? Beating him up?
E-Rock.
You know,
Yeah.
it's like what?
That's where you failed. You should have let her come in, man. You know that would have
No,
been
my
good.
picture wouldn't have got signed.
No,
I would have cried.
You know that would have been
Teardrops
good. At that point, you go, look, I can't stop him. You better
Yeah,
get in
No,
there.
this was too big a guest for you guys.
We
if
got
it
what
was,
we needed.
If it was somebody of lesser status,
Next
I wouldn't
time,
have
let him
cared.
come in.
But this was too big, and I wasn't going to let her in.
Let
to
her
do your
come
thing.
in.
Do you
next
see,
time.
Paris Hilton's publicist was also awful. Like, she didn't realize that, like, we were really nice to Paris. We had a good time with Kareem.
We tried.
And it's like, it's amazing what pigs publicists in general, as a rule, can be. Like, your job is not to be the jealous center of attention. Your job is to represent your client and guide your client in a smart way to promote their product and to promote them. It's not to be the spoiled star yourself because you're not the interesting one.
Right.
But which again, to the flip side, a lot of people stand behind their people. They want pit bulls
You're
so
right.
they can be like, you be the bad guy.
Yeah.
I don't want to be the bad guy.
And you,
so
and you
sometimes
sit there
the publicist,
shrug like, I would love to stay.
yeah,
but,
like, hey man, I'm on a tight
I
schedule.
understand that,
or
but
shrug.
getting yelled at in the hallways,
That
and
one
stuff, that's
I've
weird.
never seen
But a
in a
pit bull who
million
gives
years.
bad advice,
Yeah.
that's
Is
the
one-
problem.
yeah.
Well,
I'm
Kareem
with
will
you on
figure
that.
that shit out. He's smart enough to figure it out in the end. Is Spencer around for his story?
He had to go get another guest.
Okay, and I love Twitter. Queen Elizabeth on Twitter, who I've seen her tweets and I like her. Just the cluelessness of this tweet. I got blocked by Paris Hilton because I wished her uncle Nicky Hilton was alive and would kick out her uterus. And then the hashtag is sensitive content. Like, she doesn't understand why Paris Hilton would
Why
block
would I
her
get
for that.
blocked? Now, Roland.
Yes.
This publicist, did she inform Sway what he can and cannot talk about? Because I heard when she got Kareem out of here, she was going to tell all the rest of the hosts that are doing interviews what they can and can't talk about.
Oh, she was in there blabbering.
She was.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
I'd love to hear.
God, I wish
And
that
she goes,
happened.
don't make sure to promote the book, and don't forget that he's with Hillary Clinton. Don't forget that. And he's like, yeah.
Yeah, we got all that out, you dumb fuck.
Of course we did.
And it was the stupidest stuff that she was getting mad at. You talking about him in junior high. This guy, this was nothing offensive or detract from the interview, and that's what she started screaming.
It's all
about.
interesting stuff we asked. You talked about a guy that in 9th grade they pretty much knew was going to be in the NBA.
And that you weren't plugging enough. The blonde publicist kept saying, Jimmy just did the plug. You're yelling and not even listening to what's going on. And Jimmy will plug, and she said Jim will plug it again at the end of the interview, which you did.
I know how to plug, and I know the value of a plug, and I was happy to do it. But it doesn't serve him or the audience well to every 2 seconds go, so you're a basketball, oh, the book. Oh, the book.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to just hear
That's kind of Todd. Yeah.
about, you know what I mean? You have to mix it up with a real interview.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, the blonde said they have to work it in, and they have to humanize the interview.
Yeah, exactly, because we're not doing a 5-minute TV spot.
Hey, get him on QVC if you want that shit.
Radio is different than television.
Getting to the soul of a person is going to sell far more of whatever that person wants
Absolutely.
to sell than
Yeah,
sitting there empty formalism saying, I have a book, I have this video, these are where you can get them and whatnot. You got to get to know somebody a little bit, especially in this try before you buy culture, man. Like most people are like, I want to be a little invested in this guy before I put my hard-earned money up. Not everyone has a lot of spending cash right now. So hearing about his life, going to the place of like, let's talk about something that is you and only you, a signature that has lasted in sport long after you've been there, is the smart fucking play. Anybody that doesn't see that, not good at their fucking job.
I don't think she knows who she's handling.
Thanks,
It's like,
Kevin.
Fucked up.
But he's completely right.
Yeah, of course.
That is exactly what it is.
Let me,
God,
let me.
man.
Phones
Can we
are-
talk about, did you guys talk about the Powell story yet?
The what?
The Powell, this guy who killed his kids?
Oh, this is
No,
so
we didn't.
fucking
What a
twisted.
selfish cocksucker.
What a dick.
Oh,
I mean,
and
this is
really
the dude who I
nasty.
guess, like, they were like, did he kill his wife? Didn't he? She's
Utah.
been missing for 2 years in Utah.
2 years?
Yeah.
Listen to how it happened, dude. I guess he was.
Which one is he, Kev?
He is. It's. I'm looking
wanna
at
see his
CBS
picture.
News. It's authorities. Dead Powell boys had. Well, I'm going to bury the lead because I don't want to terrify you. Josh Powell, his name is. Josh Powell's boys were coming for a visit, and he had preparations to make. He boxed up their books and toys and took them to a charity. He carried heavy cans of gasoline inside his house and set aside a hatchet. He thought about what to write in the emails. Oh, my God. Listen to this part.
I came in.
When the boys finally arrived in a car driven by a social worker Sunday, everything was ready to go. They ran inside to see him. He locked the door before the social worker could reach it.
Whoa.
They walked in the door. He locked it and lit a fire.
Whoa, man.
Now, while the place was in flames, he had written a note saying he's out, he's sorry, blah, blah, blah. And he didn't want to leave these kids behind for whatever reason. I guess one
he
of
is
them.
selfish.
He's a fucking monster, this fucking horrible animal who's apparently already killed his wife. Wasn't enough. Now maybe he wants to kill his kids. Or look, you can't even say allegedly.
He killed
This guy.
I
The
think,
way they found the house, it's pretty much fucking him with the note and everything. But what I didn't hear for the first story, and now it's getting out, is there was a hatchet beside him, and part of his plan was, I'm going to light the place on fire and then kill the kids with the axe if it's too much. And apparently they found the boys. This is heartbreaking. They found the boys with chop marks on them. He tried to fucking, take into the kid's kid's neck, take a hatchet to the other kid's head to stop him from, I guess, crying or
Married
screaming.
man,
or
are you,
smoking
Mr. Grady?
Unbelievable.
What is
Wow.
the selfishness of that?
This is that's truly a monster right there.
You can't leave
man.
the kids behind?
How do you fucking?
It's unbelievable.
Just shoot yourself, you no legacy cunt.
This is why people go like, how come people give a shit about fucking Kardashian and Paris Hilton? And because I would rather read about that superficiality in the news than hear a fucking story like this. This will stay with you forever.
That's a bad one.
Did you,
Unless, I don't know, some stories are kind of, what about the uplifting news stories?
Is there one today?
No.
I mean, there's Giants, Canyon of Heroes.
let me ask you something,
Football.
Kev.
True.
You've been a father for what? How old's your daughter now?
12 now.
This shit is
Terrifying.
way worse when you become a parent, right?
Yeah, and I mean, this
It
story, not
reaches
so
a
much
le-
because I'm like, what if I do this?
Right.
You're not going to be this guy. The
Stay
story,
at
the
the
other
Overlook.
stories, the story, like today, the one kid's going to court for the lacrosse kid who probably killed the lacrosse girlfriend or something like that.
Yeah.
There's a two parent, or I guess her mom and her sister are sitting in court, both wearing pink, man, trying to find out, like, are they going to prosecute this animal? kids killing kids, yeah, that terrifies you as a parent. I sent my kid to an all-girl school, and even that makes you feel a little safer, but it's just like, oh,
Why'd you
man.
pick that?
For that reason.
Really?
Like, yeah, well, number
Just
one,
keep her safer?
There's studies that show that if girls are in an all-girl school, they'll excel in their schoolwork. If they're sometimes in mixed-gender school, they tend not to answer the question because nobody wants to be perceived as the smart, nerdy kid. So for years, girls have been kind of quietly like, I know the answer, but I'm not saying anything.
Oh, I thought they were just stupid.
Yeah, me too.
There you go.
There
you go. They're not.
Oh, those girls.
So we put her in an all-girl school, give her a little bit of an edge. She's a smart kid, man. But she's already, she's 12, so she's starting to be like, boy, she's giving my wife a real hard time lately.
Oh,
But like,
shit.
how come you don't know any boys? And my wife's like, am I a pimp? Like, even if I knew boys, am I going to set you up with them and stuff?
Yeah.
She's lamenting the fact that there's no 12 to 14-year-old boys in our world at
What
all.
is she into?
What is she like right now?
Do you talk about this stuff? If
all the time.
Okay, because if you don't.
She's into right now. She's way into Super 8. She loved that movie.
Really?
She's watches it religiously. She likes the cast. She went and did a show at school, Alice in Wonderland, and they didn't do a typical kind of like cutesy one. They did a rendition of the what was his name? Andre. My Dinner with Andre. Is it Andre Benjamin? Or Andre Brower? And Andre Brower is the black actor. Andre Gregory is the playwright. He wrote this Alice in Wonderland that was a little more psychedelic. They performed that and stuff. We went to see it. It was fine, for a kid's production. But it really sparked her imagination. She was just like, this is what I want to do. I want to act. And I was like, oh, fuck.
Oh, great.
I was like, damn it. But I was like, great. Acting can be fun. She found, like, for years when she was little, she'd say funny things, we'd laugh, and then she'd get all self-conscious. She didn't understand laughing with, laughing at. And so being in the show, I think, was a real breakthrough for her. She's like, oh, my God, I just want to make people laugh. Like, there's no better fucking feeling.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. Which I'm like, great, yes, there's no better feeling in the world than making people laugh.
Yeah.
Don't investigate sex.
Stick with that.
Making people laugh is the greatest feeling there will ever be. So I'm, it's getting into that time where
Would you rather her not go into the business as an actress?
no, I wouldn't care, man.
No?
Look,
Okay.
we try to, your job as a parent, try to make your kids' lives a little better than your life was, and to improve it as much as you can. If she wants to pursue that, I mean, Lord knows I've been putting in enough time in this business. If she's like, hey, I would like to try this, I'd be like, great, try it under my wing. Don't go out there and like get thrown onto a casting couch. Don't go out there and make crap and stuff like that. Make crap with your dad. Dad makes crap right here. So if she was into it, I would try to help her as much. But she was very clear with us the other day. It was adorably earnest. She was just like, I don't want any help. I got to do this on my own. And I'm like, what are you watching, that fucking Fame movie? Like, take all the help you can
Take
get,
the
man.
favors,
Take
take
the edge.
God, I wish I had help.
I know.
Coming up. Are
It's
you
like if
kidding
my
me?
father could
Fuck
have helped
that.
me out, I would have
Right.
ridden his back right
right.
in.
I would have taken the shortcut, no problem.
I'm going to make it on my own terms. I'm like, nah,
I was
please.
a kid. Why
Where's
are you
a
going to be
coattail?
the first Smith kid with integrity? Like, fuck that. Just ride the ride. Kid.
Exactly, man.
You want to be on Opie and Anthony? Come with me.
Yeah, come on.
We got Kevin Smith questions. Let's go to Matt in Jersey. Matt.
Hey, Kevin. Good morning, man.
Good morning, sir. How are you?
Hey, dude. Hey, did you hear about the Quick Stop that you made so famous in Clerks? It recently got held up by gunpoint and robbed the other day.
I did. Well, I saw this was a couple weeks back. I saw a news report about it. I saw it said Middletown convenience store robbed, and I read the article. I was like, "That's Quick Stop." And my first reaction after, thank God the dude was safe, is why would they call it Quick Stop from Clerks? Is
Right,
robbed?
right.
I was real outraged that we weren't in the headline. But yeah, it's a bummer, man. Like I'd been there for years, and I was always afraid, particularly on Mischief Night and Halloween, because you're allowed to walk around wearing masks and stuff. And anytime people come in the store, they always told you be a bit more vigilant because that might be the day they'll pull a gun on you and stuff. But that never happened to me. I put it in Clerks and cut it out. It was like the original ending to it. But
Yeah.
thank God it never happened on my watch. That would have changed my life. That would not have turned me into Batman. That would have turned me into like total puss.
Total
Where I never would have left the
pussy,
house.
yeah.
I would have quit that job. I would have been like, life's too hard. Total shut in.
It's danger out there all the time.
Totally. That would have been the first probably dick I had in my mouth because I'd be like, let me suck you off to save my life.
Well, it's not gay if you're saving your life.
That's true.
All right.
That's right.
Well,
Let's be honest with each other.
if you enjoy it,
Yeah,
if you're like, hey, this ain't bad.
It's
Like
not
I'm saving
gay.
my life and learning.
It's not gay if you think he's going to rob the place, and you're doing a kind of you're heading it off with the pass, a quick
Yeah,
blowjob, just to take his killer.
Who's looking?
You
Just
find
assume
yourself
everyone's in a state of about to rob you.
Yeah, you find yourself perusing convenience stores in bad neighborhoods. With your mouth open, waiting to save people.
Who needs help?
Yeah,
I'm here. Mouth man.
Don't hurt these people. Take it out on my palate with your cock and balls.
You just need a good shot in the mouth. My mouth.
You got
Let
some?
these people go. Sorry.
You got some? I
Well,
saw
Spencer's there, so I was asking Sam to grab Spencer.
Because I saw you get all excited.
Spencer.
They can't hear us out there. Thanks for the call there, sir. Let's get Tony in Cleveland.
Hey,
How's it going this morning, guys?
Hey,
All right, Tony, what do you got? I don't want to lose Spencer.
I saw a...
You won't come on the air?
No, I'm getting the story, though.
Oh, all right. Sorry. Go ahead, Tony.
Hey, I saw a documentary years ago about the whole UCLA run and Wooden and all that. And they talked about Kareem when he first got to UCLA. He drew some ire from the press because he had made some comments about, the 68 Olympics with the black fist in the air and with all the stuff that was going on with the Vietnam War. And it was fairly anything he said. He just, they asked him, he basically said that he thought those guys were right for putting their fists in the air and all this. And then next thing you know, it got blown into he's a Black Panther and all this. So John Wooden pulled him aside and said, look, there's such a huge spotlight on you. Everything you say is going to be twisted. So ever since then, he's kind of shied away from the press, and everybody labeled him as, being an asshole and all this. Well, after he retired, they come to him, and, that's when, the whole pot thing was going on in the NBA, and they brought it up to him, and he said, well, I smoked pot. What's the big deal?
Yeah, I got to tell you, we all heard those stories over the years. We were lucky enough to talk to him for maybe a half hour. I saw a really nice, sweet guy. Right, Jimmy?
Yeah, he was very pleasant.
Like, I was expecting a guy that would be a little, fucking intimidating.
Abrasive?
Besides his height, just an intimidating
Nah,
individual.
he was really nice.
He wasn't that at all.
I wanted to tell him that I do the sky hook a lot, but without the ball. I just walk around making the sky hook motion. Yeah.
You're awful. You still don't have your voice down for Kevin's movie.
Well, I'm a little scratchy today.
Oh,
because I haven't been sleeping and I've been suicidal.
You know what? There are a million other actors who are not scratchy.
You're right. But I won't be scratchy come film time.
That's absolutely
I'm a little scratchy today, so better to get it out of the way.
Suicidal?
Who isn't?
Hey, somebody said that
he
you were
was
talking
reaching out
about
there, though.
coming out to be on the show or something like that. You were talking about being on one of the Smodcasts or something like that when you come west.
I would, sure.
Somebody said that you said something the other day.
Did I?
Yeah, on the show. You were like, I wanted to be on Smodcast, but he wasn't there or something. He didn't get back.
Either that or I was talking about the fact that we did Rogan's in your old Smodcast place.
In the
might have been that, yeah, because we did it. It was a cool facility.
Yeah.
He whipped up an audience real quick.
Nice.
And,
you got a nice thing going there with the little network.
But it's fun. There's a nice article in Newsweek this week.
Yeah.
This picture of me looks like Superman.
Does my name come up in it?
I'm sorry?
Does my name come up in it?
Not in that one.
Self-centered performer question.
Did you mention us
I
at all?
did. I was just like, oh,
Because
hey.
you do podcasts, we do radio. Can you mention us?
Same thing. I just want to do what you guys do. Man.
Do you read your reviews on iTunes? Because I read mine, and a couple of them infuriate me.
No. At the end of the day, it's like there are enough people that seem to like it. There's bound to be people who are like, fuck you, this ain't funny.
I don't mind a fuck you, I didn't like it or anything, but I do mind a fuck you. The sound was a little muddy on that. It's like, look, motherfucker, could you
Lateness
base
will
it
get
on
them mad too?
Yeah. Could you just base it on the content and not
your
The
character?
beauty of those, though, is you're able to just be like, great, don't listen. Please don't listen.
Yeah.
Like, we don't need you. Don't listen.
fucking
Like, if
listen.
it upsets you in the least, if it's a discomfort at all, if it puts you out at all, please don't listen.
Yeah.
We'll be fine.
Did anyone else hear that Jimmy said he's suicidal? I'm not going to let that go.
We'll get it.
Because we've known him a long time. That wasn't just a throwaway. He was reaching out for help.
Not really. No, I'm not reaching out.
You all right?
Yes, I'm fine.
He's just got a scratchy throat.
But he meant it.
Yeah, he did.
I know when Jimmy means something, and we're just like, oh, suicide, whatever. Kevin.
I'm just in worthless mode, which we all go through.
Yeah.
Why?
Just is feeling
You're between,
irrelevant.
you don't. Every once in a while, moments like that, you want like hey, there's an article, or hey, somebody sent me a cool email. Like you spend day to day looking for those moments to buoy the rest of the day.
But I'm not feeling sorry for myself. I don't want pity from people.
No.
How would you do it?
You could
Hang
say,
myself.
feel sorry for yourself. I hope you don't do that.
You got a part in a movie coming up.
Thank you. Yes, I do.
A minor film director told you that he's working on your
very
part.
major
That should
film
put a little
director.
spring in your step.
But he answered the question without even hesitating.
Well, I can't. I don't have a gun. I'm not going to shoot myself. That's too mad. Because I know, like Richard Jenny was alive when they took him to the hospital. It's like fucking creepy. Even though he died right after.
You would hang yourself.
What do you mean? Explain.
He's talking about the methods. I'm like, I wouldn't shoot he shot himself, but I think Richard Jennings, the comedian, who's a great comedian, but he blew like 50, whatever, midlife. He was fucking
had nothing to do with us, by the way, because people like to think we had something to do with that.
He's probably.
I had one moment with the guy.
I didn't know Richard.
He shot himself, then he went to the hospital. That was
his girlfriend or whatever called the ambulance, but he was, I guess, technically still alive
in the shower, right?
Yeah, he but he drank though. I don't know if he was an alcoholic or not, but every time I saw him, he smelled like he had a few. So I don't know if that took place. Maybe that caused a little depression. I hope that was it.
Drinkers become stoners. All drinkers, put it aside.
Put it
I know
aside.
Budweiser doesn't want to hear this.
Pick
but
up the
become stoners,
weed.
man. You never hear about some stoner blowing his head off. You never hear about an unhappy stoner.
Yeah.
Stoning gives you perspective, man.
Not
It
enough
centers you. You go like, you know what? I'll live to fight
energy
another
to kill
day.
yourself.
Yeah.
I don't know. I do enjoy a good wine buzz.
What, really?
I get. Oh yeah, believe it or not, contrary to popular belief, I'm not a mean drunk.
Right.
I'm not nasty. I get very mellow. Like Jimmy says, the worst thing I do is repeat myself over and over again with stories.
He actually just lays on his back with grapes in his mouth and lets people step on them to cut out the malarkey.
Your voice gets a little louder too.
Yeah, I get
a little
loud,
louder.
But it's all like laughing.
Why
fun.
wine though? Wine used to give me the worst hangover.
Well, that's just it.
Wine
I
is brutal.
could do it. I could do like a bottle, and that's it. But then if I am hitting beers all night, I could just drink those and not even notice how many I put down, and then
wine is
then the
rough
next day you
the
feel a
next
little
day.
shitty.
I don't know why. It's all the shit they put in it, I guess. Sam, you got the story from Spencer?
Yeah.
What's up,
We're going
man?
back to Kareem's publicist, who pretty much gave him a talking to after our interview.
what's
was
up?
yelling at him in the hallway.
By the
yelling
way,
at him.
most people thought it was a really good interview. So
What's up? Yo?
what are you going to do?
Last time he was here, he was doing Mad Dog.
That's right.
And she didn't know who Mad Dog was.
Oh gosh.
And they were talking about the Lakers and stuff. Obviously on Mad Dog Sports.
Yeah.
And I guess he was promoting another book or something. I'm not sure what he was. Maybe the documentary when
He
it
was
came out.
promoting the documentary on the Wrens. My teeth are clenched. Go ahead.
And she started freaking out at Spencer, saying, "I'm going to go in there and stop this. They're talking about basketball. They're not talking about the movie. He is not just plugging the movie. He's talking about we're not here to talk about the Lakers."
God.
And Spencer has to go, no, you can't go in. Just let this one go, and the other ones will be blah, blah, blah. And she goes, all right. And then they went to do Covino and Rich next. And 2 minutes into the interview, when they talked about the Lakers, instead of just plug, she said, I'm going in there this time. And Spencer had to stand in front of the door and say, you're going to have to physically remove me.
Wow.
He then had to call his boss and call the head of security and say, we need to throw this lady out of the building.
Wow.
He said it was the most difficult afternoon of his professional life. He said this booking, and Spencer said she's banned from the building. And this morning, when this booking was made, Spencer said, yes, of course we'll take Kareem, but she can't come with him. Absolutely not. And so at 6 a.m., they say, she's going to come with him. She'll be on her best behavior. And Spencer says, absolutely not. She can't come in the building. And they said, well, we're going to cancel him from O&A and from Sway if she can't come in the building.
Oh, boy.
So that's why. That's the only reason she was up here.
Oh, okay. Because he would have canceled her. He would have let him cancel.
Yeah, because he didn't want to lose.
No, that was
Kareem
cool
for
of
you
him. That
guys
was
or
very
for
cool of him
Sway.
and for Sway. But again, that's her. So I'm here to protect you. But how embarrassing for him that his publicist is doing him a disservice.
He's on Mad Dog's show, and she doesn't want him to talk about sports.
Yeah, that's
she's
what Mad
horrible.
Dog does.
I would love to write him an email. If I could get Kareem's email, I don't know how to get it, but
you can go hit him on Twitter.
Yeah, hit him on Twitter.
That's true.
What can you say in 140 characters?
Well, but do it in 10. But do 10 tweets. That's 1,400. Right?
There you go.
And then it'll be noticed, and it'll get to his attention. If you go bang, 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 you got enough followers. They'll retweet it to him. And
Yeah, but I don't want them saying she's a contra. Like, I really
but
felt
just
bad.
They'll retweet you. They'll retweet what you
that
write.
this great he's an ambassador, a cultural ambassador.
And you got that lady
And he has
yelling
to
at him?
stand there and be
Get
chewed
outta
out
here.
for talking about what made... Look, people didn't care about his karate movies. They wanted to see him play basketball, and now he's a celebrity because of it.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Publicist is
the
just
worst.
Hey, can we do a follow-up on the earlier Madonna story? She just announced a world tour.
World tour. What a coinky dink.
There's nothing left to chance here.
Nope.
Everything
No.
is just a bunch of dominoes that fall.
Yes,
strategy.
that's exactly
There's also
it.
another piece from the Globe and Mail about ITV. Have you heard about this?
Yeah. Yeah,
ITV
Apple
rumors
would not.
continue to swirl around the shady backwaters of the internet, but it's not often national papers of record decide to wade in, and it's the Globe and Mail in Canada. They say Apple's TV set, which is ITV, will include Siri-powered voice control, so you'll be like, TV,
yeah,
I want to watch House Party. Like, this is like the fucking Jetsons.
Like
It's about time.
It's
is what
like
I'm
Star
saying.
Trek, man.
Yeah.
You should have had this 10 years ago.
Computer.
Yes.
Working.
What else is it going to have? With the virtual assistant also helping in those ever-pressing programming choices, there will also be gesture recognition, courtesy of a front-facing camera, and perhaps most worryingly, an on-screen keyboard for typing into a web browser and other apps.
Oh, man, that's going
A
to be
gesture recognizer? That's great. Half my set's going to be going up and down.
This guy's jerking off again.
While the other half tweedles my nipple.
That's like the Xbox
Porn channel on
Connect.
again for you. Right?
Xbox Connect has that,
Has
and
the
it
yeah.
works pretty good. You're like, Xbox, Netflix, and then it goes to Netflix, and then you hold your hand up and you swipe the screen.
So you look
and it
Tom
moves.
Cruise in
Yeah,
Minority
it's
Report?
fucked up.
Yeah, man.
Do you play
Minority
classical
Report.
music, or you're like, I could do it with
Yeah,
that?
I could do it. Let me just swipe this over here.
When is the ITV going to be available?
They're not saying officially,
Yeah.
and it's weird that the Globe and Mail was even like, this is what we've heard, because that's usually online you'll find any number of people being like, this is what I've heard, but
Not good
from
enough.
a major
They're
paper.
taking over phones. Now they got to take over our
Well, maybe
TVs.
this time I'll remember to buy call options before their earnings come out. Not like a fucking idiot. I say it every time to
What do you
people.
mean?
too.
Were you calling on the
I go,
phone or something?
Before Apple announces their quarterlies, buy options, stock options, call options, which you're betting that the stock is going to go up, and you're buying them at the fraction of the price of the actual shares.
Okay.
And then it always goes up after they announce earnings.
Because they always say
Because they always
something
like,
cool.
wow, it's amazing. And then you sell the options and you pocket the fucking cash.
How much cash are we talking about
Right.
for all that? Few phone calls.
You could get a good $100,000 out of it.
Fuck out of here.
Yeah, I know.
Why are you doing this?
Exactly.
Just be a broker and help me
I know.
out.
Well, I've had some
Take
of my
money, turn it into more money.
Turn it into more money. I've had my money tied up in the wonderful Sirius shares of late.
Oh, you bought some Sirius?
A while ago. I'm too lazy to actually just sell the shit, and because I'm about even with it, because I bought it at 2 and change, and it went down to nothing, came back up. So now I'm like, I just should sell it because I'm not making money with it. It's just kind of sitting there in limbo.
You got any Facebook stock?
No,
What's
when
an IPO?
that IPO comes out, I don't know.
I got Twitter stock.
Do you have Twitter stock?
Yeah,
those preferred.
Somebody who worked there was like, I got a bunch of shares and I'm trying to do something new and I was going to sell some shares, and rather than just sell them to a broker, this person was like, I know you like Twitter, so do you want it? And I was like, fuck yes. I never
Man.
bought a stock in my life, but I was like, I enjoy having a piece of that because I use it every damn day.
Yeah,
Like, I don't give a
everybody's.
shit if it eventually goes through the roof or anything. I got a little certificate with a little bird.
Hey,
on
that's
it.
cool.
It's
A
kind
little
of
bird on
badass,
it.
you know? It's neat. But if I
very
was ever
cool.
going to buy a stock, that would be the stock that made the most. That or Fleshlight.
Fleshlight. I mean, come on. Who does not love that product?
I think
It
you've
works.
sold a few of those.
I can get behind them.
Hey, someone couldn't stay on the line. They said, "Thanks for coming to Detroit and filming." What was that about?
Hit somebody. That's what we're talking about, going to shoot the hockey movie.
Oh,
in Detroit.
all right. So you haven't gone there yet?
No.
Yeah, because I didn't think you filmed there.
We will be.
Yes.
Did you get your voice figured out, Jimmy?
I'm not going to. No, I
You
will
got your
have
sweater
it.
on and everything.
Yeah, I know that because hockey players wear sweaters sometimes.
That's
You
right.
need a crackly voice for Pooh.
There it is. There it is, the Pooh voice.
Yeah, but I don't want it to be a
Hey.
caricature of Pooh. It has to really be this guy.
Guy, living, breathing soul.
So I have to get into who
Find
this
a gentle
guy is.
Pooh-like voice, though.
A gentle
Right.
Pooh voice.
Yeah.
I have a sweet voice, Kevin.
Yeah, but I'm looking for something even sweeter.
Oh,
Yeah,
good
yeah.
luck.
Hey, man, Jay-Z played at Carnegie Hall last night.
Yes, he did. He was wonderful.
What was
Did you
that
go?
about?
No, I was just trying my sweet
good
voice.
Sam knows about the Jay-Z?
Tell us, Sam. Was he good?
He did a charity thing. It was like between $2,500 and $500 a ticket.
Whoa.
And it was for his charity.
You're
and-
supposed to name the lower one first, you
Yeah,
dunce.
yeah.
I was going to say, I was trying to figure that. Like 500,000 a ticket?
Yeah,
I
wait a
assume you
minute.
meant 5,000, right?
No,
No,
he meant
five-
2,500 and 500. You went
Oh,
backwards.
The smallest number ticket was $500.
Wow.
The
Number
biggest number
It's like
ticket
you're
was
listening to Dayton Britain or something like that, man.
Sam should
Yeah,
just
yeah,
be
they got
fired.
that shit backwards. Okay.
And yeah, he did Carnegie Hall. I wanted to go, but I don't have $2,500.
Don't look at me.
Some of us did Carnegie Hall a long time ago.
That's true.
That's true.
I was there on that nice night.
That was a fun night.
Kevin kicked ass at Carnegie Hall. I'm hearing you got to go, Kevin.
Are we?
I'm
I don't
just
see Megan jumping up and down.
Kevin's
Megan,
doing,
you cool out there?
What do you got, TV?
E-Rock, am I lying?
No,
He's
Roland
gotta
came
go.
in and said Kevin had to go.
How long do you think we're hanging out? By the
don't
time
know.
I finish all the fucking reads, it'll be 10.
10:15. We got to sell a lot of shit for Valentine's Day, Kevin. Is what
I'll
I'm
help.
getting
Yeah.
at.
I'll help.
Oh, there's all kinds of goodies.
They're all
Go ahead,
good
man.
products, but oh my god,
What do you mean?
What is it?
we
Steven
got
Singer's
flowers,
gold
and pajamas,
flowers,
and we got berries, from
Pajamagram, hoodie footies,
everything.
sweet and sexy.
What do you do on Valentine's
Sherry's
Day?
berries.
My wife tries to be like, it's Valentine's Day. We're going to be traveling. We're going to be flying to England because we got a British tour with Jay and Bob Get Old coming up next week or the week after. So we'll be on a plane. But generally, she's always like, let's go do something. Let's go to back in the day, it was, let's go to the Mondrian or let's go to fucking, Chateau Marmont. Let's get a room. I remember we once got a room at the Chateau Marmont, like one of those bungalows.
That's where Belushi died. For the
Where
people that don't
Belushi
know.
died, yeah.
Sorry.
Years and years back. But we got a camera and we took fucking stag pictures all night. Just fucking pictures, yeah. That was hot. That was awesome, man. They were mostly of her. I kept myself out of it because they would not have
You
been
let your
fun.
cock be in it, right? But just not the rest.
Not even that, dude.
Oh, come on.
I was just like, no, because there's not enough room between the fucking cockhead and the gut. It looks like a little like sun rising over the mountain. So I didn't want to. That would incriminate me. People would be like, that's clearly your gut. Look at those stretch marks. It's got to be your dick. So I was just all her, man. It was all about her.
I try to get the cock in a lot. Pictures, yeah. Oh yeah.
You're all about the cock.
All about getting my cock in.
I'm
It's all
with you. I
about
wish
it.
if I had a remotely presentable cock and body, I'd be there. But
Were you packing like 5?
Not even.
No.
You like the angle? What angle do you use, Jimmy? You use lighting?
Lighting. I have a fucking crew come in.
Forced perspective?
Yes.
What do you do?
Of course.
Field, yeah.
Yes, I have a child hold it.
Depth of field. The head of your dick's a little more blurry than
He's
the
got a
base.
split diopter where he can hold something crisp in the foreground, and
Yes.
his head and his dick in the background looks large.
You know what I'll do
Forced
is
perspective.
I have a picture in spandex where it looks pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's a creepy picture, but it's fucking pointed down.
Spandex.
Yeah.
You're wearing it to the left or to the right?
I'm wearing it to the right. It's a
I
good
go left.
question.
I
Well,
go
in
left.
that picture, it was to the right. It was with a webcam, I think.
Yeah.
And it was really. I'll show you.
Oh, well.
Oh, please do. Please pass
Wonderful.
it around. Kevin, would you like to see this?
This webcam picture?
Yeah.
If he's sharing it, I'll look.
All right, let's take a look.
gotta
at
It's
it.
turn
going to take
down.
a second because there's a lot of photos to go through.
And
I
then-
bet.
And then we might have to get Kevin out of here.
I bet you got a lot of
Oh,
photos.
Kevin, before you do leave, Comic Book Men starts Sunday at 10 on AMC.
February 12th. Was that this Sunday?
Where are we at? Yeah.
Yeah, right on. It's this Sunday,
This
right
Sunday.
after The Walking Dead. 6 weeks of it, 6 episodes. What else we got going on? If you go to csmod.com, you'll see a list of everything. A lot of live shows. I got a book coming out next month. I'll probably be back in March if you
Cool.
guys don't mind.
Fuck yeah.
You're not going to yell at us for not talking about the thing enough, are you?
Which the book? Yeah, I'm just like, why the fuck are you talking about Kevin
God
Smith's
damn it.
Skyhook? But it's mostly I'm here to talk about Comic Book Men today. It's a dope fucking show.
Yeah.
Man. It turned into something cool.
And the comic book
Hold on,
shop's
I do
really
got something
cool.
to talk about.
Oh, okay.
Michael Parks wasn't nominated?
No,
What?
How did that happen?
fucking ridiculous.
How'd that happen?
I don't know. I'm not in charge of those things. I'll tell you what I know, and I'm not
man.
bitching.
We're
'cause
talking about
anytime
Michael
I
Parks'
talk about
performance
this,
in Red State.
Yes.
But we have to talk about this.
anytime I talk about people like you're crying, I ain't crying. I
Hell
don't give a
fucking
shit.
no.
I didn't want nominations for me. I don't care. Like I'm comfortable in my own skin. I know what Red State is. The best work I've ever done. I don't need some fucking organization to be like, good job. That being said, Michael Parks should have gotten a fucking nod.
An
Yeah,
amazing
In a world where
performance.
Max von Sydow is getting a nod for Incredibly Loud and Uncomfortably Close, whatever that movie's called, Michael Parks clearly should have been nominated. These are
Right.
the things I know.
Who else was nominated?
SAG apparently has. Honestly, I didn't even. I know Max von Sydow just because I was like, that role got nominated. And he's a great actor, don't get me wrong, but like, Parks shredded.
Phenomenal.
Yeah.
With that performance. With the SAG people, for the SAG Awards, which I was like, great, we got a wonderful cast of actors. Somebody was just like, you missed the SAG deadline. I was like, what do you mean deadline? They're like, you have to submit for the SAG Awards. And I was like, why? If we have a SAG movie
Right.
shot under the
That should be
SAG
good
agreement
enough.
with all SAG actors, doesn't every SAG-made movie qualify? No, you actually have to then submit. So I called up this dude and I was like, hey, man, I'm sorry. I didn't know we have to submit a SAG film, but I'm a week late, but does that matter? He's like, yeah, it does. You can't consider it.
Holy shit.
And so I was like, okay, and I bitched about that a little bit online. I got smacked around, people going, it's your fucking fault, Stoner. You're like, submit the film on time. Had nothing to do with me. It wasn't my department, but whatever. I took it on the chin.
Was someone fired for that?
Not at all. Okay. I'm not that guy. Golden Globes people. Now, this I thought was a shoo-in. All the Golden Globes people are about as old as Michael Parks. They're 60 and up. Most of them I've met over the years. I've been going to these Golden Globe screenings and press conferences since Clerks. Golden Globes people. I asked somebody, I was like, okay, when's that? Or can we set up screening for him? They're like, they're not considering you. I said, why? They're like, because you didn't reach out to them and have a screening for them when the film was in theaters. And I said, but the film was never in theaters. We toured it and whatnot. So let me call them up. So I call them up, plead the case. The woman's going, no, you have missed the deadline submission. And I said, there was no deadline submission. We didn't even show you guys the movie and blah, blah, blah. And she's going, well, the movie played at Sundance and you did not show it to us. So I was like, that was back in January. Lady, we never had a theatrical run. I said, I said, look, I start pulling from the past. I'm like, Joey Adams, she got nominated for a Golden Globe for Chasing Amy. Melissa, she got nominated last year and won. I was like, does this help at all? I've been sitting down with you guys for years, since like back before even Chasing Amy, talking to you. I know some of your names. She's like, oh, you are? Yeah, that's right. I remember who you are. She's like, okay, we will take it under advisement, get back to you. And they never called back. So I was like, all right, I guess we're out of the running there.
Man.
And then the last one, we jumped through all the hoops for the Academy. We had a week-long run in Los Angeles to qualify for the run. You have to have a run in a movie theater to qualify for the Academy Awards. You have to buy 2 ads in newspapers. We did that as well. Jumped through all the hoops. Didn't do the other part. Apparently the other part, I was told by Tony Angelotti, used to be my publicist, and he's a guy that runs Oscar campaigns, specifically right now for the last few years for Universal. He's a master at it. He's one of these people, his whole half of his year is spent strategizing for the Oscars. So I reached out to him this year. I was like, dude, you know I'm not this guy, but I got a dude in the movie who is magic, and I think he could get nominated. And he goes, okay, it's going to cost you $250,000 to start.
What?
And I said, what do you mean, man? I thought this was a meritocracy. He goes, oh, God, no, Kevin. He's going, you got to run these people like nominations. You got to have the right parties. There's 2 parties you got to have. One you got to have with Colleen Camp. Do you know her? I was like, no, I've seen her in movies and stuff. Like, you got to have a party with her to introduce everybody to Michael Parks. And I remember I'd been to one of these parties. I was there for Ben for Gone Baby Gone. They're like, you have to come to this party. We're introducing everybody to Ben. I was like, I fucking know Ben Affleck. But they're like, oh, this is about introducing him to potential Academy members and stuff like that. It's like running for high school elections. So at that point, so I don't put it down. I'm not like, oh, the Oscars ain't real. All those people up for awards, they're totally, even Max von Sydow deserves his nomination. But it's tough to look at all the performances here and say Michael Parks didn't deserve one of those nods too. And that's not me going, my work. That's a guy's actor. Look, I'll distance myself further from it. I didn't direct that performance. You can't direct Michael Parks. What was I going to do? Go up to him and be like, hey, man, this is how I would have done it back in the day as Silent Bob. No, the dude's a brilliant actor. I literally would just say action. And when he was done, I'd be like, you done, Michael? He's like, yeah. I'd be like, all right, cut.
He was
amazing. He's fantastic.
He was fucking amazing.
I have no authorship for that performance. So I benefit not at all by saying that dude deserves a nod. And he didn't get a nod. The wonderful thing is we played at the Sitges Film Festival in Spain, which is the world's biggest genre festival. We didn't even go. The film won Best Picture and Michael won Best Actor.
That's great.
But still, he lives here in the United States, and he lives in fucking Hollywood. And nobody in that community wanted to, like, signal him out. And I, again, made it easy by distancing myself, going like, his work is his own. I had nothing to do with it. So even if you hate me and my shit, you could still pat this dude on the back. But he's used to it. He's had this whole career where he's getting kicked in the fucking teeth.
It's disgusting, the politics that go behind
this.
Dude.
It's sick. You'd think it's a meritocracy. You go like, hey, man, the best performance could win. And Red State proved to me that, no, the best performance might not even get noticed. And I'm not even saying win, dude, but come on.
Right.
5 nods, he should have been
I
one
assume
of them.
they would just do their job, get all the movies, and then figure it out.
It doesn't work like
without
that.
all the politics.
It's its own business.
Unbelievable.
So I don't know. It'd be nice for him. I'm sad that.
Look,
he didn't get
I'm
the
backing
nod.
up what you say. I mean, Michael Parks in Red State was ridiculously good.
$250,000. I just can't
amazing.
Conscience that we spent the whole movie not spending money putting it out, and then to run a campaign like it's going to cost that. I'm like, wait, can't just the dude's good work
stand
out there and speak for itself?
That's That's a
It would
whatever.
And it would almost feel.
I'm sure it's my fault at the end of the day.
Oh, of
I'm
course
sure
it
it's
is.
like we're punishing you for the fucking red state.
But it would
shit.
almost feel cheap too if you got it that way, right? If you had a,
Look, I get another. I got
you
one
had to
more
run
shot.
for it and
I
spend
wrote-
all that money.
Totally, and then you're trying to buy it. We put him in Hit Somebody. I wrote him in a killer role and Hit Somebody, and hopefully that maybe he'll get noticed for that because he's a wonderful monologue where he gets to shred the screen again.
You're getting close to filming that.
Hopefully June, July. Yeah.
I feel like we've heard about this movie for a while.
Does he yell at me?
That's what I got to do. He doesn't yell at you.
Damn it!
But you'll be in the room with him while he gives like one of his speeches.
Oh, good.
And it's like I'm not saying like the speech in Miracle.
I never saw it.
The movie about hockey, the Herb Brooks speech, where he's just like, tonight we are the greatest hockey team in the world. This is the opposite of that. This is a coach who's not inspirational. It's just like hockey is filled with hate.
Will you
And
pan
so-
on Jim's face?
Yes, and
And I
Jim will get
mouth
nauseous.
I also mouth the other actors' dialogue.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
it's
amazing. Like that dude in E.T.
That's
hilarious. Yes. What is that?
I don't remember that. I don't remember that.
That is
If you
funny.
watch a scene in E.T. when they're all around, when Henry Thomas goes, nobody go out there. There's a little kid, I think C. Thomas Howell, sitting across from him who literally mouths his line and goes,
Yeah.
you can watch it. It's kind of weird.
That's so fucking funny.
Our favorite though is Back to the Future with the kid pointing at his dick.
Oh, yeah. That one's great.
That is the best one ever.
They're telling us Kevin has to leave.
All right, I'm out. Thanks for having me.
Kevin, and thanks
and of course,
again, as
good
always,
talking
man.
to you guys.
Very
February
cool.
12th, Comic Book
And
Man.
of course, that Kevin Smith on Twitter. We wanted to find out about who's got your name, but
What do you mean? Who's got my name?
Someone's got Kevin Smith out there.
I always went for that Kevin Smith because
Okay.
people go, "Who are you?" And I go, "Kevin Smith." They're like, "Which Kevin Smith?" I go, "That Kevin Smith." They go, "Oh yeah, used to be Clerks guy, and then it became that Kevin."
Not the
Smith.
Suffolk County police guy that always, every time there's a murder in Suffolk County, they bring up Kevin Smith, and he's there talking about it. Well, we
football as well.
got a perpetrator.
For a while,
Yeah,
there's like Kevin Smith can run really fast. I'm like, no, he can't. I know he can't.
Kevin, always a pleasure.
Thanks for
Comic
having
Book
me, guys.
man this Sunday at 10 p.m. on AMC. We're all going to check it out. Right?
Good seeing you folks.
Yes,
And
thanks,
we'll see you
Kevin.
soon.
Bye, guys.
Cool.
Opie and Anthony Show on Sirius XM.